Live from Bulldog Stadium on the campus of Texas Lutheran University in Seguin, Texas, SHN Sports presentation of Southwestern University Pirate football is on the air. Tonight, the Pirates put their 2-0 record on the line and 1-0 in American Southwest Conference play as they head on the road and take on the Texas Lutheran University Bulldogs, who are 1-1 this season, but 1-0 in ASC play. Good evening, everyone. Welcome into the broadcast. Brad Tillery up here in the radio booth with the LT Kelly Duvall next to me. Kelly, good to see you, sir. Glad to have you along.
Good to be here.
Got Chuck Cracy down the sidelines. You'll hear from him in just a little bit as we have our pregame interview with with Coach Austin and Chuck. Southwestern comes into this game with a record of 2-0, a 50-3 thumping last week of Louisiana College. Southwestern so far this season outscoring opponents by a score of 97-10, a 47-7 victory in opening week at Sewanee. Big victory last week, 50-3 at a 30-point second quarter, Kelly, against Louisiana College in a game that, tell you what, both games this year, the defense has really come to play.
They have, and with only allowing one TD on the season so far in the first couple of games, this defense is pretty stout for Southwestern. You combine that with the ability to run the ball as well as Southwestern has to this point, and they've just got a plethora of running backs, a plethora of people that can run the ball. So TLU is going to have their work cut out for them today.
Yeah, if you like running football, this is the game for you. These are two teams that love to pound the rock, but they do it in separate ways. Southwestern likes that more option attack, going outside a whole lot, whereas Texas Lutheran, they're going to show you different formations, but then try to play power football right up the middle.
With these two offenses that we have today, this is really a game that you want to see on grass and dirt. Because this is an old
rain, some mud,
This is some old school football. Get these guys nice and dirty, but we're on a beautiful turf field here today, so we're going to see some old style football. If you like the running game, this is the game to watch today. So I'm excited about it because I love that old grinded out football.
Southwestern's got a couple of 4-game win streaks coming into this ball game today. An overall 4-game winning streak going back to last season. They won the final 2 of the year last year, plus the first 2 of the year this year. And a 4-game winning streak over Texas Lutheran in this series. Southwestern leads the overall series 5-3 in a series that dates back as far back as 1940. These teams played a long time ago before the long hiatus of Southwestern football. Last year, Southwestern, a 59-35 victory in the season finale up in Georgetown, a game where the Pirates have dominated. And if you look over the last 6-7 games the Pirates have played, they're playing some of the best football really in the conference. They're 6-1 over the last 7 going back to last year, and the only loss was to a ranked ball club.
And they haven't taken their foot off the pedal this year either. Lots of points on the board. This is, on paper, this is a game to start the conference that Southwestern looks at and says, you know, we can be pretty confident in this game. But the coaches' staff, their challenge this week is to not let these guys get too overconfident. Come out, play your game, do the things you're supposed to do, and just grind this game out. Put points on the board and get out of this game with your first conference win.
Second conference win. They
played
last
that's
week.
Right. I'm sorry. Second conference win.
So the question for Southwestern today, though, becomes who's the starting quarterback? We found out late in the process last week. Coleman Kerr ended up being the starting QB last week over Austin Emery, who got hurt late in practice week. Saw a lot of Landry Gilpin last week as well. We just kind of anticipating. Really don't know who's going to take that first snap tonight for Southwestern.
It's going to be interesting to see that. And then they have so many weapons that run the ball. You know, we get a 2-deep roster, but that's not near enough positions, blanks on the page to really fill that out with as many people as they have running the football.
Well, you can see on your screen the Pirates taking the field. Bulldogs about to do the same through the south end zone to our right on this overcast, muggy late afternoon here in Seguin. Some rain came through earlier, and I'll tell you what, it is one of the more humid days we've had here in Central Texas in quite a while.
Yeah, it's like we're in the Beaumont-Port-Arthur area right now.
On the Texas Lutheran side, as you look to the Bulldog roster and see who could be effective for them, they love to run the ball. As we already said, they've got a 3-headed monster at the rushing attack. 3 guys averaging over 80 yards a game. Ian Leslie, Austin Matthews, Chris Monroe. Interesting to try to have to scheme and stop that.
And that's where the responsibilities on the defense are going to be crucial. They're going to have to contain and do what they're supposed to do. And fundamental football on both sides of the ball is going to be key today.
Well, if you're watching on screen today, you're going to be seeing mirror images, not only in the running attack in many ways, but also for the color schemes, black and gold on both sides. So at least Southwestern's rocking the white unis today to show off a little bit of a difference between the two clubs. But, yeah, it's a lot of black and gold in the stadium today as the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs run through the end zone paper to their fans standing and cheering.
Hey, Brad, I'm down here with Coach Austin.
We'll kick it down to you, bud.
All right, Coach, how you doing this muggy afternoon? The wind, crosswind, is weather going to be a factor today like it was last week?
No, the crosswind, it's not really hitting the field a whole lot. It's certainly not going to affect the offenses. Maybe a real high punt, but again, it's not going to knock it down. It's just going to move it a little bit from our left to right, so I don't expect much.
Well, had a little bit of a change late week before the game last week at quarterback. What can we expect from that position tonight?
Well, it should be a week better. They both guys played a college football game last Saturday, and they had a whole week of preparation. So hopefully we continue to see improvement at that position. And
the defense has been playing great to this point. Is that something the Pirates can lean on tonight?
Well, that's our goal, right? I mean, we want everything to start with our defense this year and have them set the tone. And if we play as well as we've been playing on defense, we'll be in good shape.
Okay, Coach, good luck.
Thanks, man.
We're back to you, Brad.
Thanks, Chuck. As we count down to kickoff, about 4 minutes, 45 seconds away from the start of tonight's game between Southwestern and Texas Lutheran. And we are going to step aside here in just a minute after the coin toss for the national anthem as these two teams get set to play ball here tonight. First, we will have the coin toss at midfield as the captains will meet. Chuck, you're down on the field. I know you said earlier, really sticky, but probably about 15, 20 minutes ago, you said like a little breeze came through and may have cooled it down some just a bit.
Yeah, it looks like there is some type of storm front in the distance that's moving from the south to the north, and the cloud covers actually blocked the sun quite a bit, and it probably dropped the temperature by about 6 degrees. There is a breeze, but it's blowing across the field, and it gusts, but not like last week. And so, as Coach said, it's probably not going to be a factor, especially as Kelly mentioned, with both of these teams running the ball the majority of the time.
Well, it appears Southwestern has won the toss, and the Pirates will elect to receive, so they will be moving left to right as you watch to kick off tonight's ball game. And the Pirates will get the ball first as Texas Lutheran wearing the black jerseys with the gold numerals, the black helmets, and the gold on the helmet and black pants. We'll kick it away once we get underway. Southwestern with the white jerseys and the black and gold trim, and the black numerals also trimmed in gold. We're going to step aside here for just a second, let you listen into the national anthem when we come back, kick off of tonight's game between the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs and your Southwestern University Pirates. This is Southwestern football on SHN Sports. Well, the invocation and a nice job there by the Texas Lutheran University Bulldog Band, and we are set to play football here tonight down in Seguin, Texas. Brad Tillery, Kelly Duvall, and Chuck Creasy here on the broadcast with you along with our entire SHN crew. Glad to have you guys along as the Southwestern University Pirates, look to go to 3-0 this year as I mixing up names already. It's the colors, Kelly. Everybody looks the same out there almost with all the colors, black and gold on the uniforms.
There is lots of black and gold in the stadium. Got a good contingency that came up to watch the Pirates as well. It's a good crowd for TLU, so it's going to be a lot of fun here this evening in Seguin. Yeah,
really nice really nice stadium here in Seguin to play with. It is a nice crowd on the home side. They're pretty full over here. Southwestern's side, not a whole lot of place for them to fit into, but the stands are full over there. Slim Man has made the trip down as well, and we are set to play some football here tonight in Seguin, Texas. For Texas Lutheran to kick it away, it'll be Juan Ocampo back deep for Southwestern. That'll be number 3, Austin Castilleja, and number 5, David Brandenburg. Boot to leather, we're underway here in Seguin as the high end over and kick fielded by Brandenburg at the 5. He'll come out to the near sideline, picks up a block at the 20, and take it down about the 28. So a good return, and Southwestern will start right there. Well, let's see who comes out. It looks like Coleman Kerr will be the starting quarterback tonight for the Southwestern University Pirates, wearing the number 18. Last week, Coleman Kerr 6 of 9, a couple of TDs through the air, and 152 yards. He had 3 total TDs, as he also rushed for 34 yards and added 1 on the ground. You'll see Landry Gilpin at times, too, tonight. I'll tell you what he did as he comes in. Kerr to take the snaps, 2 men wide in the formation. Looks like Kalen Heim at running back in there. Option to the left side. He'll flick it out to Heim. And Heim avoids a tackle in the backfield and fights his way back to about the original line of scrimmage. May have lost a yard there. And here comes second down.
Good job by the TLU defense stretching that one out. Obviously watching the films, and it's early in the game, but they're going to have to pursue out to the edges. But Southwestern will keep them honest running between the tackles as well. So they've got a lot of weapons to have to watch for.
So a gain of 1 on the play brings up second down and 9. Big number 32, Devin Shaw in the backfield now. In motion, Brandenburg. They will hand it to Shaw up the middle. He's across the 30 and plunges ahead for a pickup of about 3 there. And 3rd and long now for Southwestern to start this game.
James Hill, the junior left guard, got a good push up the middle and turned nothing into something there. The running back just followed him right up the hole. So a decent gain to make this 3rd manageable.
3rd and 7 now for Southwestern. Not a situation that they really like to be in. They tend to be a running football team. Quick pass, though, near sideline, caught by Brandenburg. He will fumble the ball as he's taken down. They will say the ball is blown dead, and the referees will say that Brandenburg was down, and he's marked right at the sticks, and it's going to be a first down for Southwestern.
Well, the referee was right on it. Naturally, the Bulldog fans don't really agree with that call, but be interesting to see that replay.
Well, the first down on the pass play. Here's the 4th play of the drive now from the 39-yard line. Option to the left side. Keeping it this time, Kerr. He'll push his way up to the 45. And a nice read on the key there. Pickup of 6.
Good job blocking. Just an old-fashioned looking option out there. And the offensive line did a good job of tying up that defensive line. So it's going to have to be the corners and the linebackers that go out and stop that. And they're able to beat them to the edge, so it's a great run.
3 runs, 1 pass so far on the drive. Kerr with Elijah Smith behind him. Smith, a good game last week. 12 carries, 46 yards, and a touchdown. Also added a catch for 25. He has his first carry tonight across the 50. And Smith will pick up a first down for the Pirates as he is into the Bulldog territory at the 49.
They ran that right up behind senior left guard T.J. Vela, and he cleared out a nice hole there.
Pickup of 6 on that play. Southwestern taking their time as Landry Gilpin will trot into the game for the first time tonight. Gilpin, 11 carries, 101 yards on the ground last week, 2 touchdowns, also went 1 for 2 through the air with 27 yards passing. Gilpin, the 2018 State of Texas Mr. Football out of Mission, Texas, with Heim in the backfield with him. Big shift to the right now. Everybody flooding this right side, and looks like time will be called from the Southwestern sideline. Joe Austin didn't like what he saw there after the shift.
Yeah, that play clock was running down.
That's the first time out of the game used by Southwestern. 12:26 to go in the opening quarter. Southwestern driving at the Texas Lutheran 49-yard line. 5 plays deep in the drive so far. And really that key third down conversion on the first third down of the ball game. You and I, it's right in front of us here. We thought that ball might have been out before the knee was down, but Southwestern gets the benefit of the call, and they're taking advantage right now.
They got the benefit of the call on the potential fumble. They also got a pretty generous spot too, so it's going to be close. But he's right there on it. Had the side, excuse me, the side judge had his eyes right down that line. So we'll call it a good call by the referee. And then this drive continues now. So big boys up front are going to have to get that push and move these Bulldogs off that line.
Well, and hopefully the Pirates didn't reveal a new package there as they moved quads all to the right in that shift before having to call timeout.
Well, here they go. This time they do shift it again, so they're going to show the same thing. Gilpin with nobody back there with him, 4 wide to the near side. Gilpin just going to take it on a straight QB draw up the middle, makes a couple of men miss, and he's out to the 45 for a pickup of 4.
They call that deception.
Yeah, shifting those 4 guys out there pulls one of those linebackers over, so it kind of opens up that middle a little bit for that running game right at the teeth of the Bulldog defense. I like that look.
2nd down, 6 to go. They run that shift again and do the Pirates. Let's see if Hine comes in motion. He does not. Gilpin now looking to pass, rolling right. He's taken down in the backfield for a sack, dropped behind the 50, and that was Manny Longoria with the sack. He had 4 QB hurries coming into the game this year, but that's his first sack on the season.
Go ahead, Chuck.
I was just going to say it looked like the Bulldogs brought more defenders than the Pirates had blockers to pick up, and he came through free.
Yeah, and Longoria did a good job of not getting impatient in shedding a block and was able to come through. Kept his eyes on the running back, did a good job out there on the edge.
3rd and 11 now. Kerr back in the game at quarterback with 4 wide receivers in the set. Has what he wants. Kerr takes the snaps, going to option left, kicks it out to Elijah Smith. Around left in, he'll be dragged down from behind. He gets himself out to about the 48-yard line, but no more, and it's going to be punting time for Southwestern.
David Brandenburg got a good block out there to let him free up one-on-one out there on the edge with the corner, but the corner came up and made a good play and stopped this. If he doesn't make that play, there's a lot of green in front of him, but he made a good tackle out there on the edge.
Well, kicking away here for the Pirates is Victor Winfield. He's averaging 35.2 yards per punt this season, but you're looking at this situation, he's got 2 that have landed inside the 20. Here's a spiraling kick that'll bounce and take a nice Pirate bounce. It'll be fielded inside the 5 and all the way down to about the 1-yard line. Southwestern getting a good bounce, and Victor Winfield, the sophomore, does his job there. The 3rd punt this year down inside the 20, but can't get much better than that one.
That's exactly what you're wanting out of your kicker. I tell you what, that defensive stand there by the Bulldogs is going to give them a little bit of confidence. So we got to see if the Southwestern defense can answer this and get the ball back for their offense.
Well, Texas Lutheran has the ball for the first time today as Wade Freeman, the sophomore quarterback, will take his team out there. He goes under center, not something I expected him to do much, just a quick quarterback sneak. He tries to bounce it out left, and he doesn't go anywhere. Maybe gains a foot, and here comes 2nd down.
There was a meeting called at the ball carrier, and the entire Pirate defense was on time for that meeting.
Well, 2nd down and 10 now. No gain on the play. A little hard to see down to that end zone from our view, but
it is.
Freeman hands off as that ball goes over the left side, and the Southwestern defense able to swallow up the runner.
Peyton Vaughn came in, just made a fantastic one-on-one tackle, got lower than the pads of the running back and just stopped him dead in his tracks. Great tackle by Vaughn.
That was Ian Leslie with the carry. He's one of the 3-headed monsters out there for that Bulldog offense who average over 80 yards a game apiece rushing. Leslie stays in the backfield. Snap back, rolling right. The quarterback, Freeman, looking, now motioning for his man to go deep. He will fire one down the middle. It'll be incomplete. He had a couple of guys there, but everybody was covered well by that Southwestern defense. Ball was intended, actually fell right between Austin Matthews and C.J. Romero, but credit the Southwestern defense there.
Not real sure who that pass was going to. It kind of split the difference between a couple of receivers, but the Southwestern defensive backs were in a lot of coverage, and he was trying. The quarterback was trying to go through his progressions. He just had no place to go with the football.
Well, Southwestern might be winning the field position battle here as they'll have to punt it away from deep in the end zone to the Bulldogs. A high kick that will be fielded by Brandenburg. He's just going to let it bounce. It goes across the 50 and will settle down at the Pirate 47. But that's a win for Southwestern here as they will have a short field to work with.
This is going to be a continuation from the last series because this is almost the same spot in the field where Southwestern had to punt from before. So
it's a 5-yard difference. Southwestern was at the TLU 41 or 48. Now they will take over at their own 47.
You'll take that 3 and out on that first series any day of the week.
Absolutely. So here we go, 9:17 left in the opening quarter. Southwestern with the ball for the second time today. They had an 8-play drive that they were able to pick up 34 yards on their first time before having to punt it away. There's a turnaround, fake handoff. Kerr looking to go down the middle to Brandenburg, and it's almost intercepted. Ball was knocked away by number 25, Daniel Enriquez, the freshman.
4 Bulldogs down there on the coverage. Little more air under that. He's got a better shot at it, but I don't know if you really want to let that ball fly.
Well, Brandenburg did have a step, but he had to come back, and you're right. If it was a little bit longer, he may have been able to run under it.
So second down, 10 to go for the Pirates with Kerr in the backfield. Devin Shaw behind him. Brandenburg in motion. Shaw takes the handoff up the middle. He's got a big hole, bounces off a couple of tacklers, and he's down to the 41-yard line. That's a first down for the Pirates. Good, tough run up the middle there.
TJ Baylor, the right guard, number 53, senior. He just buried his blocker out there and then finished it off when the guy was laying on his back with his feet in the air. That did not look comfortable.
He's a team leader for the Pirates, and he's showing it in his play out there today.
So Heim back in the ball game. He had 6 carries for 27 yards last year behind Kerr. Heim will take the snap and go across the 40 out to the 39. So a short pickup of 3 there. Here comes second down.
Little slick track there, and 26 slides down before anybody gets to him. He's got a good cut. He tried to cut back to the right, and he saw the opening that he had, but just a little too wet, and he goes down on his own. Hey, Chuck, that last block wasn't a pancake block. It was a crepe block.
Rolled it up.
It's all rolled up.
Bulldogs in their 3-4 defense. Second down, 7 to go here for the Pirates. Handoff up the middle again to Shaw, and he'll pick up another 5 yards there. Comes third and short as Devin Shaw, the senior running back out of Lone Oak, Texas, getting a few more carries than usual here in the early going.
Part of what I like in this offense is watching these linemen block because they do such a good job. Hardest thing to teach is offensive blocking. They do a great job up front.
Handoff again to Shaw. Into the pile. He will fall forward, and it's going to be right near the marker. I don't know exactly how close it is, but where the far lineman is going, they're going to give him the first down.
Looks like Coach Austin's trying to soften up that Bulldog defense in the middle with that sledgehammer.
Yeah, Devin Shaw is not a small man back there running. And, you soften up that middle a little bit, makes it a little bit harder to get outside, and then you can run that speed game out there later.
Yeah, because you've got to bring your linebackers in and be really responsible for the middle of that offense. And when you attack between the tackles like they're doing right now, it's like you said, Brad, it softens up those corners for that outside game.
You bring in a guy like Caleb Heim right now, and he can go in the middle or outside. And now Shaw comes back in, though. We'll see.
Well, the 3-4 defense that the Bulldogs are running, too, it kind of takes away that outside edge a little bit as well. It almost forces you to funnel in the middle. Tight formation here. Bulldogs bringing a bunch of men inside, about 3 yards in the line of scrimmage. They bust through, pitch out to Heim. He catches the corner, and he'll go out of bounds around the 26-yard line, and that's first down for Southwestern.
Yeah, that 4th and short, the Bulldogs were selling their soul out between those tackles, and you see exactly what we were talking about right there. It softens up those edges, and it makes that option really, really work well because that linebacker that comes in or the safety that comes down that's responsible for the quarterback leaves that guy out one-on-one on the edge, and it was successful there.
Ball at the 29 for the Pirates. 7:06 to go in the opening quarter. Pirates with the ball for the second time today. Kerr takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws across the middle, looking for Brandenburg. Ball tipped up, and it's incomplete. Pass break up there for the second time in the game by Daniel Enriquez, the freshman. And it's second down.
If Brandenburg turns his head just a beat earlier, he's got a lot better shot at catching that football. It was in the air before Brandenburg turned back and looked for it. Couldn't quite get his hands up fast enough to control the pass.
Couldn't tell if he was upset with himself or if he felt like he was interfered with. Either way, he's looking to make a play here.
8th play of the drive now for the Pirates. 4 wide set. Brandenburg in motion. Handoff to Shaw up the middle, and he will be pushed backwards by a couple of Texas Lutheran defenders. Looked like number 2, Manny Longoria, number 34, Darius Norwood in on the tackle.
Bulldog defense did a good job that time of collapsing and stopping that run in the middle. I guess at some point they get tired of just getting mauled in that middle, and they did a good job of shedding their blocks.
Well, here comes 3rd down and 11, and Landry Gilpin will trot back on, the freshman, to play quarterback on this long 3rd down play. Gilpin a little more moves, a little faster, a little shiftier at quarterback, so maybe an option play with him in mind. He'll drop back to pass. Now he's going to run out to the left side. Tries to bounce outside, gets away from one tackler, but cannot get away from the second, as a few of the defenders out there for Texas Lutheran are in on the tackle. Enriquez steps up to officially put Gilpin down, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Saw some speed out there by the Bulldogs on that coverage right there because I thought he had the edge. He got to beat one guy, but, boy, those black shirts just closed in on him quick.
Pirates going to go for it.
Well, here we go. Kind of in no man's land, so 4th and 8 from the 28 for the Pirates. Just out of field goal range, but a little too close to punt. Kerr back in at quarterback. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw, and the bull rush up the middle will be a sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs. That is appeared number, see what number that is, 28, I think, or 26, coming away with the tackle. Looks like Dakwa Davis, the leading tackler on the ball club, the linebacker, stepped up. He had 13 tackles last week, 2 for a tackle for loss, and that one there gives Texas Lutheran the ball back.
And this is one of those you can chalk up, I think, to inexperience at the quarterback position. That is a quick release pass play, held on to the ball too long, and resulted in a sack.
So Texas Lutheran gets the ball at their own 32 here in the first quarter with 5:30 to go in the ball game, or in the quarter rather. And the handoff up the middle picks up about 3 and comes second down.
On paper, you're not chalking this up to a defensive battle, but it's what we've got so far with 5:15 left in the first quarter. Both defenses stepping up now.
Quarterback Wade Freeman back there for the Bulldogs. Fake handoff up the middle. Freeman keeps it around the right side, dancing around, and he'll get out to about the 37. Pickup of 2 there. It comes 3rd and 5. And a late flag comes on.
Yeah, it's going to be unnecessary roughness, unsportsmanlike, something like that.
See what the call here is going to be.
Grant Mitchell, number 45, getting a little shoving match out there. A little too much extracurricular after that one.
Could be offsetting, though. We'll see. Wishful thinking, I guess.
Well, penalty goes against the Pirates, so you can add 15 more to it.
They always see the second one, and I was watching their little dance they had going on out there, and Mitchell was actually it was kind of a payback for a little nudge and shove here and there, and he's the one that drew the penalty.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pirate 47 for the Bulldogs. Handoff around the right side. That's Austin Matthews. He'll cut back up. He's out across the 40-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and short. Matthews last week, 14 carries, 67 yards, averaging 81.5 a game on the ground.
Wind is picked up here on the field, and there is a slight drizzle.
I was going to say, look like we got a few sprinkle marks here on the window here in the booth. 2nd and 2. Freeman hands it off again to Matthews, and this time he's hit at the line of scrimmage as the Southwestern defense is able to swallow him up. See if we can catch a number here and tell you exactly who made that tackle.
Hayden
It was
Smith.
number 10, Hayden Smith.
Yeah, on that play, on the previous play, there was some directional blocks and a guard pull on that play, but on this one they just tried to straight up manhandle Southwestern. It didn't work out real well. They just straight up blocked them, and Southwestern beat their blocks. That directional block can confuse sometimes. There was no confusion there.
No score, 3rd and 2 here with 3:45 to go in the opening quarter. Ball at the Pirate 39, and the blitz is coming, and the Pirates are able to get him in the backfield. The ball was handed off to the running back, number 36, Ian Leslie, and he will be dropped for a loss of 3, and here comes the punting unit.
Christopher Crawford came through the middle and just swallowed him up.
Yeah, they had that. If the quarterback keeps it, it's done. The handoff's done. Just absolute penetration by that line.
Pirates brought the house on that play.
They did.
Well, here comes 4th down now as the punting unit is on. Back to punt for the Bulldogs is Justice Porter. A high kick that will be fielded and fair caught at the 13-yard line by number 2, Max Patton.
Defensive struggle, Brad.
It is. You know, these 2 running games, if you run the ball a lot and you're used to practicing against it, it sometimes can be a little easier to stop. But you got to remember, this was a 59-35 game last year. It wasn't a problem of putting points on the board for either team. So a little surprised to see this in the early going.
Well, and last week Southwestern had that slow start, but then they really turned it on and started putting points on the board. So maybe we'll wind up in that situation this week for our Pirates.
And although we're not used to Southwestern being a defensive team, they kind of are at this point.
They really are. Ball at the 14-yard line as Coleman Kerr is in their quarterback. He will take it himself up the middle, darting forward. He's out to about the 20. That's a really good first down pickup of 6 for Coleman Kerr.
Kind of expect Vince Lombardi to be walking up and down the sidelines with all this running game and the defense that's going on.
We expect it, if you're watching tonight, to be, and you're listening to this, you probably are. We expect this to be a relatively fast game tonight because of how much running we expect between these 2 clubs.
Yeah, all these running plays keeps that clock going.
Already down to 2:25 in the opening quarter. Shaw in the backfield, and Kerr will try to pitch it out late. That's a live football on the ground, picked up by Texas Lutheran. They will take it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Kendrick Ward, the senior, with the scoop and score. And for the first time this season, the Southwestern Pirates trail in a football game.
Ill-advised pitch there. He was already in the grasp, and he tried to make something out of nothing. That's that inexperience at the quarterback like Chuck was talking about earlier.
Yeah, and I was going to add, sometimes a late pitch is a big play. In that situation, you just got to eat that football.
Live to fight another day.
Well, Kendrick Ward gets the touchdown there for Texas Lutheran. The extra point on the way from Juan Ocampo. It's up. It is good. And your score with 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the opening quarter. The homestanding Texas Lutheran Bulldogs lead the Southwestern Pirates 7-0.
And it's really a defensive battle now as the only scoring coming from the Bulldog defense.
We talked about it earlier about TLU getting a lot of confidence from that first drive where they just shut down the Pirates offense when they got to the midfield area, and this defense is plenty confident in what they're doing right now.
Well, the ill-advised pitch by the quarterback Kerr late in the play leads to the scoop and the score, and let's see how the Pirates respond. Like I said, it's the first time they've trailed all season long. They've won 2 games in blowout fashion, and now you got to see how you respond to some adversity for the first time all year.
That's exactly the word I was going to use, adversity, because coaches talk about it all the time. Whenever they wind up behind early in the game, they're not expecting to trail in. How does your team respond to the adversity? And, you know, there's some youth on this Pirate team. We'll see.
Well, kick away. It's a high end-over-end kick fielded by Castilleja at the 7. He'll bring it out. Out across the 25 and hit there. taken down about the 27. Ball came out late, but Castilleja was down. And that's where Southwestern will put it in play.
Well, now you don't want your young quarterback to try to make up for that in one play and make another mistake. You don't want that mistake to bite you twice.
Yeah, Kerr, you got to remember last week was the first start of his career. Sophomore of Leakey, Texas. He wasn't expecting to play last week until late in the week on Thursday of last week.
Gilpin in, though.
Landry Gilpin in the ball game. He'll take it on the direct snap, trying to go up the middle, darts his way through a couple of tackles. He's across the 30 as he knifes his way forward to the 32, a pickup of 5 on first down.
Trying to be patient back there, not make too much happen, let his blocks happen, and good 5-yard gain on first down is what you want. Move this ball and control that line of scrimmage.
I didn't think he could get any skinnier than he is, but he did and slid through a very tiny hole there.
Gilpin stays in as the home standing crowd tries to get a loud right in front of us. The defense chant. Minute 34 to go in the opening quarter. Gilpin motions for Brandenburg to go in motion. Fake handoff. Gilpin on the option. Pitches it late to Brandenburg. He'll cut up the field. He's got room out across the 40. Brandenburg to the far sideline, and he'll be taken out of bounds right around midfield. Tackled by number 21, Kendrick Ward, the man who just had the scoop and score. But that's a first down for Southwestern as they will pick up 18 on the play.
Great vision by Brandenburg there, and he used a little hip wiggle to get an extra 7 yards.
First and 10 here for Texas Lutheran, for Southwestern. Ball right at midfield. Gilpin stays in at quarterback. 3 wides on the near side, 1 on the far. Gilpin with a stutter step, now goes up the middle. And will pick up about 4.5 to 5 on that play. Almost had a little bit of a shot of breaking one up here, Kelly.
He did if he could have shed that tackle. But this is the kind of offense that you want to start wearing down that line, controlling that line of scrimmage. And now Southwestern's doing a good job of moving their guys out. The runners are doing a good job of staying patient, finding those holes, letting those holes develop. So I like watching this kind of football.
Plus, you let your defense rest a little as well.
Yeah, I know I'm in the minority in this modern age of spread offenses, but, man, I love watching this.
15 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Kerr back in at quarterback. He will stutter step, try to step forward. Now he's going to look to run. That was a design pass. He's scrambling. Kerr out to the far sideline, picks up a block, makes a couple of men miss, and he gets out to about the 40-yard line. There is laundry on the field, though, and with as much running and dancing as he had to do, this may go against Southwestern.
It looks like it's going to be one of those new rule blocks where Devin Shaw blocked a defender who he wasn't in that defender's field of vision.
No foul is what they say. They pick up the flag.
I thought it was questionable as well, but that was the only potential call.
I'm going to say I didn't see anything out there, Kelly. But, yeah.
No, I saw kind of what Chuck saw, and I thought that may be what they were gonna call, but that was going to be a little bit sketchy or feather-legged, as you might say.
That's the end of the first quarter with the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs leading Southwestern by a score of 7-0 here at Bulldog Stadium in Seguin. And while we have a moment, let's take you down the scoreboard from elsewhere in the American Southwest Conference as I load up my phone and give you the updated scores here. Earlier today, a couple of finals in the conference. Hardin-Simmons goes on the road, and they put a hurting on Louisiana College, and the Louisiana College Wildcats' first home game, 51-6, your final score there.
Saw that earlier.
Bellhaven, 46-18 winners over McMurray earlier as well. Mary Hardin Baylor, Howard Payne going at it right now, and the Crusaders are all over Howard Payne early, 20-0. That game's still in the first quarter. Also late in the first, East Texas Baptist leads Sul Ross by a score of 7-0.
Sul Ross will be in Georgetown next week.
Yes, they will. And you will be there on the call, sir.
I will be. The traditional powers in the conference doing what they do, the way they do it.
First and 10 for the Pirates, now moving to our left. Ball at the 40-yard line for Texas Lutheran. Texas Lutheran almost jumped there, and Kerr's going to look to the sideline to make sure the play is where he wants it. And the play clock looks like it expired, and it did. Let's see if the timeout got called in last second.
Yeah, they gave it to him.
They're going to credit Southwestern with a timeout. So let's look at the first quarter stats real quick while we have a second. Southwestern picked up 6 first downs compared to Texas Lutheran's 1. Rushing yards, Southwestern out. If you look at the stat sheet, Southwestern dominated the first quarter. 11 minutes, 22 seconds time of possession, 72 yards on the ground compared to the Bulldogs' 15. 79 yards total on 24 plays in the first quarter for Southwestern. 8 plays, 15 yards for Texas Lutheran. But the name of the game is the 1 turnover on the scoop and score, Kelly.
The one stat that matters is over to our left on that big scoreboard, and that's a defensive score that puts the Bulldogs up 7-0. We got to see if Southwestern can get some consistency going on this offense. It looks like they've started that, and you almost hate to have that little timeout right there for the quarter because Southwestern's got some momentum going, but we'll see if they can keep it up. And I'm watching these big guys, and they're starting to control that line of scrimmage.
Well, here we go. 1st and 10 now for the Pirates. Opening play of the second quarter. Kerr in the game at quarterback with Elijah Smith to his right. Kerr will cut up field across the 40. He's out to the 35. Flag down as Kerr is taken down around the line to gain for a first down, but that's going to come back on a hold.
It'll be a hold. I think it's going to be on Joey Robinson. Not Joey Robinson.
10-yard penalty here.
TJ Vela.
TJ Vela will pick up the penalty, so 1st and 20 now for the Pirates. At halftime, we'll run you back down the scoreboard in the conference, plus the Division I FBS scoreboard as well. Lots of action around the country. Some surprisingly close games in areas, too. 4 wide set here for Kerr. Castilleja goes in motion. Quick pass across the middle, and that will be behind Brandenburg and incomplete on the quick inside slant. Here comes 2nd down.
I like the play call. It keeps the defense honest, but he's got to hit him in the chest, not make him go back like that because that ball pops up in the air, and the cornerback's just a little too far out of position to make the interception. Got to hit him right in the chest. Takes time.
Well, we said a nice crowd has filed in. The stands are pretty full. Even some folks bringing their lawn chairs out on the hill back to our left up on the north side underneath the scoreboard.
That's Church Hill.
Okay. Looks comfortable. Put a
the rainbow behind Churchill, too.
Put a grill up there. Nice little tailgate. 2nd down as this is Gilpin back in the ball game. Dances around, makes a man miss. Just gets back across the 50, though. Short gain of 1 as the defense for Texas Lutheran's able to snuff that out. Here comes 3rd down.
TLU's got some speed out there and Southwestern's having a hard time sometimes getting to that corner where they've had a lot of success. So
7th play of the drive. Here comes 3rd down and 19 now for the Pirates, and almost a wholesale change coming in on the offensive side for the skill players. Gilpin, though, stays in to play quarterback. 3 wide receivers on the near sideline, 1 on the far to himself. Handoff around the near side. That's Elijah Smith. He picks up a couple of blocks, and he will be forced out of bounds inside the 40 and around the 38. But that's a big enough pickup to where you can think about going for this now on 4th and 8 here, Kelly.
You're at that in-between area where do you punt it, do you kick it, do you go for it? And it looks like they're bringing out the punt team.
I don't think it's a bad idea to bring the punt team, considering Victor Winfield's already dropped one at the 1-yard line today. See if he can do it again here.
Yeah, and you look at these stats, you flip this field, and maybe you get a turnover like TLU got earlier.
Yeah, the Bulldogs really are struggling to move the ball against this Southwestern defense so far tonight. Snap back. Winfield boots it away. Spiraling kick. It will land inside the 10 and take a bounce through the end zone. And there's a touchback, so the Bulldogs get it at the 20.
A lot of wind behind that kick. Drove it a little bit. I think he wanted to angle it a little more towards the sideline. Was unable to do it.
Southwestern defense has done a really good job. You look at those first quarter stats, and if you were just looking at this on paper without knowing the score, you'd say Southwestern's totally dominating this. So let's see if they can keep that up and get that ball back for another possession, couple of possessions maybe before the half.
1st and 10 here. Fake handoff by Freeman, rolling to his right. Will float one down the sideline. It is incomplete. Double covered on the play as he was looking for C.J. Romero, but the defense for Southwestern there, Peyton Vaughn out in the coverage.
I think TLU's coach had his heart skip a beat there with that ball floating in the air like that. He got away with one.
Hayden Smith forcing that errant pass with the pressure.
2nd down, 10 to go here. Blitz coming from the outside. The ball will be handed up the middle. And Southwestern did bring a corner blitz. Austin Matthews with the carry. He picks up 5. Here comes 3rd down.
You're getting good coverage out of your guys in the backfield, so you can run some blitzes like that. Take a chance that you're going to wind up man-on-man on those receivers out there because they're having success out there covering.
Snap back on 3rd down. Freeman in the pocket looking. He's got plenty of time. Will throw deep. He's got a cannon. He's got a man open. It's caught at the 30. And inside the 25 goes C.J. Romero. A long pass play there of 49 yards. And it's a 1st down and 10 deep into Pirate territory.
Credit their offensive line because he had all day to make that throw.
Could I have spoken too early?
Well, 1st and 10 now for Texas Lutheran. Handoff left side. Nope, kept by Freeman across the middle. He almost fumbled there. That ball started to pop out, but he was able to keep it back in his grasp. He's in the red zone now, down at the 18-yard line to pick up a 4.
It's a big series for Southwestern. Defense has had a lot of success, and now they're floundering a little bit, and you usually get at least one of those drives on offense, and this may be that drive. The defense needs to stiffen.
2nd down, run across the right side, hurdling over a man, Matthews, and he will cut back in to about the 8-yard line. An impressive run from Austin Matthews, literally jumping over defenders there, and now the Bulldogs are inside the 10-yard line.
That offensive line for the Bulldogs is now moving, creating the holes like you expect to see Southwestern's offensive line do, and they have to this point, but that offensive line for the Bulldogs is doing a good job on their blocks.
Freeman sends a man in motion, a fly sweep to the left side, cutting back in, and that will be snuffed out by the Southwestern defense. Number 20, Chris Monroe on the carry there. Here comes 2nd down.
Good pursuit out there on that right edge of the Southwestern defense. Great job out there making that tackle.
Play actually lost 4 yards. Second down, Freeman. Again, sends a runner in motion, fakes the handoff, looking to throw, fires across the middle. It's incomplete. Really nice defensive play there by the defensive back for Southwestern, Jackson Reese, to break that one up. And here's 3rd down.
Good play out there in the backfield, knocking that ball down. The defensive line, when they rush 3, they're having a hard time getting any pressure. And this quarterback's not all that tall, but he's got some good windows to look through and see his receivers opening up. So Southwestern is going to have to get some pressure on him.
Well, here comes 3rd and goal now from the 12. Glad to have everybody along here. Snap back again. Freeman looking to scramble now. He's got room up the middle, and he is tripped up in the backfield. One of the defensive linemen, looked like number 42 for Southwestern, made the tackle at the last second, a little shoestring tackle. Garrett Womack at the defensive end, and here comes the field goal attempt now for the Bulldogs.
Womack absolutely shed his block and was waiting in the backfield back there. Did a great job of bringing the quarterback down. He popped back up and got hit again because another defender came around the corner and saw him standing.
Well, field goal from 30 yards attempting here from Ocampo. Kick is up. It is low. Looked like it got blocked a little bit, and it's no good. Southwestern defense comes up with a stop. I believe they got a hand on that one, Kelly.
I didn't see if anybody got a hand on it. It looked like one of my kicks.
Yeah, I think he just missed it a little, and it was just low and kind of squibbed. It looks more like one of my drives in golf.
I need to take you guys to the golf course.
As long as we don't gamble.
Yeah.
10:46 to go here in the second quarter. 7-0. Texas Lutheran leads it, but Southwestern got a big stop there. And they'll take the offense back on the field onto Coleman Kerr. Devin Shaw in the backfield with Kerr. Brandenburg in motion. Handoff to Shaw. And he'll push his way forward back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
They're doing it. They're doing a good job on a lot of these runs in the middle there, the Bulldog defense, but you just got to think that the Southwestern offense is going to open up and take off. This is why they play the games. On paper, it looks like a mismatch, but TLU's hanging in there.
It's tough sledding there in the middle, but sometimes you got to tenderize a piece of meat before you can cook it. So.
Now I'm hungry.
2nd down and 10 to go here. Kerr takes the snap. He will fake the handoff, cut up himself across the near hash mark, and out to about the 28-yard line. Good gain of 8 there by Coleman Kerr. Brings up 3rd and manageable. About 2 yards left to go for the Pirates to get a new set of downs.
Flag down.
I did not see the laundry.
Came in from the side.
Sideline warning against the home team, Texas Lutheran, so the play will stand. It'll be 3rd and 2 now for Southwestern.
Jacob Wiebelhaus, the center, did a great job of standing his guy up and taking him completely out of the play, and he just got dominated.
Plus, he has the best mustache on the team. Handlebar all the way.
3rd down and 2 to go. Kerr back in at quarterback, sends Brandenburg in motion. Fake handoff. Up the middle with the carry, and he might be about a half a yard short. They're walking it right to the 30. He needs the 30-yard line, and, well, they're going to give him the 1st down.
Sorry.
I was going to say 4 progress given there, yeah.
That's what you need is just this continuous. You got plenty of time, so you don't need to get out of your game plan and just push this ball down the field.
Yeah,
just
9:46 to go in the opening half. 7-0. The Texas Lutheran Bulldogs lead it, but really Southwestern's dominated the stat sheet.
They have.
Gilpin in at quarterback now. He'll take the direct snap, go across the right side, tries to find some room, and pick up about 4 before being ridden down there by the defensive back number 63.
Great job by the freshman to protect the football because the Bulldog defense is trying to rip it out.
I'm looking for a 63 on the roster, and I don't see one here for Texas Lutheran. So here comes 2nd down. They're going to say 2nd and 6 on the scoreboard. Gilpin back in, the freshman. Calls for the snap. Will jab step, now look to throw, and throw it way too deep for his intended target. That's number 14, Anthony Stevens, who had 2 catches and 2 touchdowns this season. But that one incomplete. He was bracket covered. Here comes 3rd down.
Yeah, Stevens got knocked off his route and then was double-teamed out there, so it took the timing of that away. Gilpin acted like he was going to run the ball, and he did a good job of freezing the linebackers because they were waiting for him to run, but that double coverage out there was just too much.
Well, here comes 3rd and 6. Fake handoff, throw across the middle. That's complete to Brandenburg across the 40, enough for a 1st down as he's out to the 43-yard line.
Mr. Reliable.
He seems to find himself open across the middle a good bit, does Brandenburg, and a pickup of 9 rather, brings up 1st down.
Those quick hitters are how you soften up that defense because it's going to cause the linebackers to take a couple of step backs, give you a little more room up there in the front. Good call. I like that play.
2nd 1st down picked up with the drive for the Pirates. This will be play number 6 of the drive. Gilpin at quarterback, takes the snap. A shovel pass inside to Shaw. He'll go across the 50. Love that play call as he is inside Pirate territory at the Bulldog territory at the 49.
Yeah, trips out to the left, and that's going to free up a couple of guys out in the middle that have to come out to that side to cover those receivers, and that's a well-designed play. I like that. Fun.
Well, anytime they've been rolling out, moving motion one way and then rolling the other, this time a little shovel pass with that motion coming to the direction of the same side. Haven't seen that all night. Really haven't seen it all year. Here's 2nd and 2. Kerr with Shaw behind him. Fake handoff. Kerr looking to pass, and he is taken down immediately. Shooting through into the backfield, Derek Dunn. That's his second tackle for loss of the season, his first sack. And here comes third down for Southwestern.
Kerr looks like he's nicked up as well.
Yeah, he twisted that ankle a little bit on that tackle, and that was one of those zone read looking plays, and he misread because that's one that you should have handed that one off, hung on to it, and got absolutely drilled back there. Saw it looked like his left ankle got twisted up under it.
Here's 3rd and 8 now as Gilpin's back in. Fakes the handoff, options out to the right to Brandenburg, spins off a one tackle. Brandenburg fumbles it, and it's recovered by the Bulldogs. Kendrick Ward with his second fumble recovery of the game, and Texas Lutheran will have the ball in Southwestern territory.
And they're lucky that didn't go all the way the other way as he caught it in midair, but tripped as he caught it.
Yeah, that ball got popped up. I tell you what, the coaches are really going to have some things to talk about in that Southwestern locker room at the half because a lot of what's happened has just been the mistakes that Southwestern's done.
7:01 to go, second quarter. Ball spotted at the Southwestern 48. Snap back, handoff faked. Freeman around the right side. Tries to make a man miss. He's across the 45, upfield to the 40, leaps forward. He's inside the 35. A first down pickup before finally being taken down in Southwestern territory by number 24, Rosario Hernandez.
Freeman is an athletic little runner, a sophomore quarterback for the Bulldogs, and he does a good job of being really patient and finding the gaps in the Southwestern defense.
That's a pickup of 14 there. Freeman this time hands off over the right side, and that win gets back to about the original line of scrimmage, no more. That was Chris Monroe, the junior running back, on the carry.
He had 10 white jerseys out here in pursuit of that, so it seemed like the linebacker's the one that called the play for the offense. Everybody knew where that was going.
Second down and actually 11 to go. They'll say he dropped a yard on the play. Freeman fakes the handoff. Quick little pass on the screen play out to the flat. Pickup of about 3, though, to the running back, Ian Leslie. Here's 3rd and 8. They tried to sneak Leslie out from the backfield into the flat there.
Yeah, those little passes are an extension of the run game. And they can often be real confusing because he just kind of hides behind those big guys on the line, but Southwestern did a good job sniffing that out. Short gain, 3rd and long now for the Bulldogs. So Southwestern defense stand up here and get the ball back, get another drive in before the half.
Finn Brockman did a good job not being fooled on that play.
5:40 to go here in the opening half. Southwestern still trails by a touchdown. 3rd and 8. Blitz coming from Southwestern. Freeman escapes out the left side. He's got room to run down the sideline. He'll pick up the first down as he was able to make Hayden Smith miss on the tackle. And the drive will continue thanks to the nifty running from the quarterback, Wade Freeman.
That's the advantage of those long pass plays like that. It clears out tacklers out there on the edge, so if the quarterback doesn't have any place to go and he's fast like this quarterback is, long gains and the first down keeps your drive going.
Well, he needed 8. He picks up 9. Ball at the 24 now. Freeman dropping back to pass again. He will look. He will throw our near side, rather. It's caught down low by C.J. Romero, his second catch of the ball game. And that's going to move the chains one more time.
Southwestern defense is on their heels again.
Ball spotted now at the 12-yard line.
Defense has been on the field a lot this quarter.
They have, and the stats are going to look radically different first quarter to second quarter.
Texas Lutheran inside the 20 for the second time in the ball game. Handoff up the middle and taken down after he crosses to about the 10-yard line there was Chris Monroe, the running back. Picks up 2. Here comes 2nd and 8. Texas Lutheran can pick up a first down if they can get this ball to the 2.
Good sure tackle there, but that clock is marching on, so Southwestern.
We told you folks this might be a quick game. We're only 47 minutes deep from kickoff,
Yeah.
and we got about 4:18 on the clock before the half here.
That first quarter was only 26 minutes long.
2nd down, 8 to go. Fake the handoff to Monroe. Freeman goes up the middle. He is in. Touchdown, Texas Lutheran Bulldogs. Wade Freeman with the rushing score. First time the offense has put one on the board for the Bulldogs today, and it's a 13-0 lead.
That's the first touchdown given up by the defense since week 1 in Sewanee late.
Yeah, I was about to say that's only the second touchdown they've given up this season.
Bad time to give it up.
Mm-hmm.
Extra point on the way. It is blocked by Southwestern, and it will be no good as the ball is recovered near the line of scrimmage. So your score with 4:05 to go in the second quarter. Texas Lutheran leads Southwestern 13-0. That scoring drive, 7 plays. It took 3 minutes and 50, or excuse me, actually, this will be 2 minutes and 56 seconds off the clock, and capped off by a Wade Freeman 10-yard touchdown run up the middle.
Looks like we may beat Gilpin this entire drive. Kerr has had his ankle wrapped, and he's walking around here on the sideline carrying his helmet but not wearing it.
Well, that may change the game plan a little bit for Southwestern, too.
Yeah, it could. They've had success during the season with that two-headed monster back there at quarterback, but
helmet is on now, though.
If Kerr doesn't play, then Southwestern's actually down to their third quarterback at this point. Gilpin was the third-string quarterback coming out of spring practice, even though he's played in every game so far. Remember, Austin Emery was named the starter after summer practice.
Well, and he's probably going to lie to whoever he's got to lie to about how that ankle feels, because he wants to be out there on that football field.
4:05 to go in the opening half. Southwestern's got to find some points before halftime, down 13-0 to Texas Lutheran. This TLU ball club averaging 27 points a game. Southwestern's averaging nearly 49 a game coming into this. Kickoff fielded by Castilleja. He goes up the right sideline, spins around a couple of tackles, and out to about the 32, 33-yard line. So the Pirates will take over from there.
Yeah, you get the block extra point, little spark, good return on the kick, a little spark. Now let's see if we can pump a little life into that offense and move this ball down, get some points on the board before the half.
It'd be a big lift to go into halftime with a score for sure.
Huge. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little tempo. Change it up some.
Gilpin at quarterback here.
Sometimes the young guys are more comfortable with that pace.
Brandenburg in motion. Gilpin fakes the handoff, will option out to the near side, pitches it out to Brandenburg. He's got room, get across the 40, gets a great block, and that one may be coming back as Brandenburg got all the way out to about the 46-yard line, but I think they're going to call a hold on the near side here, Kelly.
Yeah, number 2, Max Patton, had a little too much jersey out here on the edge, so I think that's probably going to come back. It's going to be a spot foul, so they'll still be probably be
second and 2, second and 3, something like that. It's what the spot was.
Yeah.
It should be around that range.
And Patton's a great blocking receiver.
Yeah, he didn't get away with it that time.
It will be against Patton on the hold. Spot foul. They still be first down,
right,
but
so 1st and 5.
Yeah, sticks move up to the 38. So yeah, here comes 1st and 5.
Well, it could be worse. Yeah, Chuck, you're right. I think these young players are used to that pace. Most of them are doing that in high school now unless they go to burn it.
Well, 1st and 5 now. Gilpin turns around, hands it off, up the middle to Smith. And Eli just able to pick up 1, maybe 2 on the players. A little extracurricular activity down near the 50-yard line here. Here comes 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't think that
Zinnick's a big fella.
Yeah, he doesn't want any part of Zinnick because he's outweighed by about 75 pounds.
I'd say that's a low estimate.
Yeah, I was trying to be generous.
Closest without going over.
Yeah.
2nd down, 4 to go here. Handoff up the middle. That'll get across the 40-yard line from Devin Shaw.
Huge hole behind Zinnick and TJ Vela on the right side there for Shaw.
He gets out to the 47, a pickup of 8 on the play and a 1st down.
Playing with a little bit more urgency on this drive, the offense.
2:50 to go in the ball game, or excuse me, in the first half. Clock is rolling. Southwestern playing with some more urgency with Kerr back in there, but got to pick it up a little bit if you're going to put this ball in the end zone before halftime. Kerr fakes the handoff, looking to pass. He will throw across the middle to Brandenburg. Almost brought it down with one hand, and it's incomplete. I think at the last second, the defender, number 1, I'm going to try to find it on the sheet here. Chris Johnson was able to get his hand in there and knock it out of Brandenburg's hand. Would have been a heck of a catch, though.
You see,
better pass, and that's a score.
You see the competitiveness in Brandenburg there because he feels like he should have had that ball. Would have been an absolute circus catch, but it's one you want.
Gilpin back in, 2nd and 10. He will stutter step now, delayed run across the 50. And now to the 47. That was almost designed, Kelly. It seemed like he was delaying that run, letting some blocks set up, maybe trying to suck in some defenders before going out.
Yeah, and I think he's letting his receivers run their routes a little bit and pull away some of the defenders out of the play until he gets 7 or 8 yards down the field.
Well, here comes 3rd and about 4. Noise being made on the near sideline by the home standing fans. Quick pass, Gilpin throws. That ball incomplete off the hands, and it's intercepted by Texas Lutheran. Daniel Enriquez comes up with his first pick of the season. It was off the hands of the intended receiver. And Texas Lutheran has their 3rd turnover by the defense here today. Ball at midfield, and they got a chance to put more on the board with 1:54 to go.
That's one of the rhythm plays that you need, and he double clutched on that throw. The timing was off for whatever reason. I don't know if the receiver was in error or the quarterback didn't throw when he was supposed to, but he double pumped on that, and he just threw the whole timing of the play off. By the time the receiver turns, that ball ought to be there, and it just didn't work out.
1st and 10 from the 50. Freeman fakes the handoff, looking to throw. He was taken down in the backfield. Good play by a couple of defenders for the Pirates. Grant Mitchell and Donovan Conley getting back there for the joint sack.
Good job. Good tackle back there, too. The quarterback almost was able to shed that, but he hung on to that shoestring and got him on the ground. Keeping that, but that clock is running. 1:30 left.
I don't think the Bulldogs are going to be in any hurry now with the ball spotted, minute 27 to go. Southwestern only has 1 timeout. Actually, Texas Lutheran has their full complement if they wanted to try to hurry up, but I got a feeling they're content to try to go to the half up 13-0 here.
Yeah, I think they're absolutely happy with that. And if the defense can hold here, they'll probably use that last timeout.
There's a fake handoff. Freeman coming around the near side. Back across the 50. He's out of bounds around the 49-yard line of Southwestern. So
save that timeout.
He did. Yeah. I was about to say the coach wanted him to cut that upfield and stay in bounds, keep that clock running, but
1:06 to go in the opening half. See if Texas Lutheran decides to put this ball in the air on 3rd and 9. Or if they're going to keep it on the ground and force Southwestern maybe to take their final timeout of the half.
Boy, that going out of bounds was big.
Freeman calls for the snap. Drops back. Looking to pass. Being rushed in. He is sacked in the backfield. Big number 42, Garrett Womack with his 4th sack of the season. And Southwestern will take the timeout.
He came around that edge like he was shot out of a cannon. My goodness. Quarterback couldn't do anything back there. He's a quick quarterback, but he didn't have time to see. He couldn't see him coming. My goodness, what a play.
Loss of 9 on the play. So a punt coming here for Texas Lutheran. Southwestern used their final timeout, 55 seconds on the clock. Now, the Pirates not known as a passing team here, Kelly, so you got to wonder how they're going to try to attack this and maybe get some points on the board right before the half, because otherwise you don't call that timeout if you're not planning to try to score here.
They're going to have to hit those quick routes that are 7, 8, 10 yards down the field so they can get those first downs, stop the clock, move up before the ball's reset and the clock is started again. That's the only way they're going to be able to do it, or you got to go to the outside, go to the sidelines, get out of bounds.
Well, and if you're the Pirates, the other thing that could really help you here would be a nice return. If you can get an extra 20, 30 free yards on the return, that can sure help you out.
Yeah, they don't look like they're lined up to go after this punt, so.
Well, back to punt here for Texas Lutheran is Justice Porter. He puts one way up in the air. Ball will be over the head, but bounce through the end zone. Good play by Castilleja to let that one go. 47 seconds left in the half. Southwestern gets one more shot.
He couldn't get that Chuck Tracy wedge shot
Yeah.
to stick.
When I don't need it. You know, we've seen a little bit of drop off in that quarterback play, and it's almost to be expected here when you put young guys in late in the week. They don't really have time to get nervous. Those guys had a week long, not only to prepare but to think about this ball game, and you know, we'll see how well they mature here in the second half, and really this drive too.
Well, I think TLU has been what Southwestern did not expect. You're seeing a confident football team out here.
Well, Gilpin in at quarterback. He'll cut back over the inside as he went out to the right. Cut back inside behind that right guard. Picks up about 1 on the play, and the clock's going to roll here. 2nd down and 9 for Southwestern. And maybe if you don't pick up a quick, big play and on this one, you're probably just, if you're Coach Joe Austin, going to let the clock roll on down and go to the half and regroup. 2nd down, Eli Smith with the carry up the middle. Ball almost came out. He gets out to the 25. And 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Yeah, a couple of turnovers. Coach Austin's probably saying, let's get out of here and go back, regroup. We're still in the ball game.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be the final play of the first half, and it will be. So the Southwestern Pirates here in Seguin, Texas, trail Texas Lutheran after 30 minutes of football by a score of 13-0. The Pirates, adversity facing it for the first time this year here, Kelly. A game where, you know, we knew it would be on the ground, but the mistakes that the Pirates have made have led to the points for Texas Lutheran, all 13 points. One of them a touchdown on a fumble recovery, the other a touchdown off a turnover.
Very uncharacteristic, too. And again, you got to go back and look at, you got young quarterbacks back there trying to direct this offense, and it's been youthful mistakes that you've seen. A couple of turnovers that have led to points, and without those, you may be looking at a nothing tie.
Yeah.
At the half, which nobody expected. 2
fumbles so far for Southwestern, 1 interception as well. The fumble recovery by Kendrick Ward in the first quarter for Texas Lutheran made it 7-0, a 14-yard scoop and score. Then in the second quarter, another fumble by Southwestern gave the Bulldogs a relatively short field to work with. They would go on a 7-play, 48-yard drive encompassing a little under 3 minutes, making it 13-0 on a Wade Freeman 10-yard touchdown run. The extra point was blocked, and that is all the scoring so far. Southwestern has not found the end zone. First time that they have really struggled on offense all year. I put it 97 points in the first 2 games, but here tonight, nothing after 30 minutes.
I think last week was a couple of struggles on their first couple of drives, but they were able to regroup and get going early or midway through the first half, but they haven't been able to do that this time. And some of it's what TLU is throwing at them on defense, but most of it is the mistakes that they have made themselves, and that's what Coach Austin will address at halftime. This is not necessarily TLU beating them. This is the Pirates beating themselves in a lot of ways.
Well, let's run you down the American Southwest Conference scoreboard real quick. In the second quarter, the defending national champion Mary Hardin Baylor Crusaders all over Howard Payne by a score of 41-0. In the second quarter as well, East Texas Baptist leads Sul Ross 14-0. Finals from earlier today in the conference. Belhaven beats McMurray 46-18. Hardin Simmons a 51-6 winner over Louisiana College. In FBS 1A football, let's run you down the scores as well that are happening right now, some of the major games going on. Let's see. Arkansas State and Troy 31-31, that game at the half down in the Wiregrass of Alabama. Auburn all over Mississippi State early in the second quarter, 21-6. Auburn had 21 points in the first 7.5 minutes of that contest. UCF looking to bounce back against UConn after UCF lost at Pitt last week, 28-0. UCF leads in the second down in Orlando. Oklahoma State on top of number 24 Kansas State, 10-0 in the second quarter. Oklahoma State driving for another touchdown right now. Texas State locally up in San Marcos playing Nichols today. 3-3 your score there in the second. Texas State got a big win last week in double overtime. Southern Miss 14-3 over UTEP. Rice leads Louisiana Tech 14-7 down in Houston. Stanford on top of Oregon State 7-0 in the second quarter. Number 5, Ohio State leads Nebraska early 7-0 in Lincoln. North Carolina State trails Florida State 3-0. That game being played in Tallahassee late in the first quarter there. In Columbia, South Carolina, the Gamecocks are on top of Kentucky 7-0 halfway through the first quarter of play. Elsewhere, finals from earlier today, number 6, Oklahoma, all over Texas Tech, 55-16, as that train up in Norman continues to roll on. Wisconsin struggled a bit today with Northwestern after the big win against Michigan, but number 8, Wisconsin, 24-15 winners over Northwestern. Iowa pounds Middle Tennessee 48-3. The number 14 Hawkeyes continue to win. Michigan bounces back against Rutgers 52-0 in the Big House. Texas A&M survives a scare from Arkansas 31-27, your final score. That game played up in Dallas earlier today at Jerry World. I'll tell you what, Texas A&M, they had to get a stop late in that game with Arkansas driving to get out of there with a victory. Vanderbilt over Northern Illinois 24-18. TCU pounds Les Miles and the Kansas Jayhawks 51-14 up in Fort Worth. Toledo beats BYU in the Rubber Bowl 28-21 earlier today.
It's going to be a party there.
Pittsburgh, a week after beating UCF, has to squeak by 1AA or FCS Delaware 17-14. Your final score there at Heinz Field. Clemson. You talk about surviving today. We were watching that on the phone right before we went on the air. Mac Brown and the North Carolina Tar Heels scored late to get them within a point. They decided to go for 2 at home in the victory. Clemson snuffed out the play, and the Clemson Tigers, the defending national champs, get out of Chapel Hill with their first win ever at Chapel Hill, 21-20, your score there. Number 2, Alabama goes to Oxford and puts it on Ole Miss 59-31. Notre Dame in a good one with Virginia today, 35-20. But Virginia takes their first loss of the season. The 17th-ranked Washington Huskies take down the 21st-ranked USC Trojans 28-14 up in Seattle. Michigan State in a shootout with Indiana, not something you would expect with Michigan State on the scoreline, but 40-31 in East Lansing. The Green come away with a victory up there. Georgia Tech loses to Temple 24-2 today as they go to Philadelphia, and Georgia Tech gets a safety and nothing else. Wake Forest beats Boston College 27-24. Baylor over Iowa State 23-21 up in Waco. Minnesota a 38-31 win at Purdue today in West Lafayette, Louisiana. Number 9, Florida over Towson 38-0. SMU keeps that train on rolling. They go into Tampa and take down Charlie Strong's USF Ball Club 48-21 today. Cincinnati 52-14. Other games later on tonight. Kelly, stats.
So we've got our first half stats. Of course, our score is TLU Bulldogs 13, Southwestern Pirates nothing. First downs is 9-7 for the Pirates in this, and these stats really are overwhelmingly to the Southwestern side, but the scoreboard is not. Southwestern has rushed 35 times for 131 yards. TLU has rushed 20 times for 52 yards. Passing yards for Southwestern are only 24 yards compared to TLU's 69 yards. The Pirates they've had 9 attempts for 3 completions, 1 interception to TLU's 6 attempts, 3 completions, and no interceptions. Total offense is 44 plays for the Southwestern Pirates for 155 yards, and then TLU has 26 plays for 121 yards. No fumbles lost for the Pirates, 2 fumbles lost for Texas Lutheran. The kickoff returns, Southwestern has had 3 returns for 24 yards, and the interceptions, 1 interception for TLU, and that was returned for 14 yards. There have been 2 punts for the Southwestern Pirates, averaging 42.5 yards per punt. TLU has 3 punts, averaging 44.7 yards per punt. 3 penalties for Southwestern for 35 yards. TLU has not been penalized yet in the game. Time of possession, 19-24 for the Pirates compared to 10-36 for the Bulldogs. Southwestern's 3 of 9 on third down conversions. TLU is 2 of 6. 1 for 2 on fourth down conversions for the Pirates, and TLU has not attempted a fourth down conversion. So scoring chances in the red zone, TLU's been down there twice and has scored once. Our rushing leaders for Southwestern, David Brandenburg has carried the ball 3 times for 37 yards. He's averaging 12.3 per carry with a long of 18 yards. Devin Shaw has rushed 7 times for 30 yards. He's got a net of 29 yards with a loss on 1 carry. He's averaging 11 yards per carry, or 4.1 yards per carry. His long has been 11. Elijah Smith, 5 carries for 24 yards. 11 yards is his long with 4.8 average. And Landry Gilpin has rushed the ball 9 times for 27 yards. 22 yards net. His long has been 6, 2.4 yards there. So Southwestern doing what they do. They just haven't had any productivity there. Pretty good lead in the stats, but that's not the lead that matters.
13-0 your score at the half. We're going to step aside for a little bit. We're going to take a break. Music will be on. We'll come back a couple of minutes for kickoff of second half, about 16 and a half minutes away from that. Back in just a little bit. Glad to have you along here on SHN Sports. Stick around for 30 more minutes of football. Southwestern trails looking for a second half comeback here at Texas Lutheran. Back here in the second half as we are set to get back underway. Texas Lutheran leads Southwestern by a score of 13-0. Southwestern turned the ball over 3 times. Texas Lutheran able to score 1 defensive touchdown on a scoop and score, and another one off a fumble recovery. Brad Tillery, Kelly Duvall up here in the booth, and Chuck Cracy down on the sidelines. We'll kick it down to him for a second half interview.
Okay, Coach Austin, we had a pretty rough first half, obviously. A lot of on-field adversity we haven't experienced so far this year. Down at half. Tell us what you talked to the team about at halftime.
We've got to overcome it. We have all the penalties and all the turnovers. We're down another quarterback, so we're going to have to scratch and claw and fight our way out of the hole.
Well, that's where a lot of that's going to fall on the offensive line, those experienced receivers and running backs to try to keep the ball and move it down the field. Talk about those guys a little bit and what we can expect.
Yeah, well, we're pretty limited in our pass game right now, and so it's going to fall a lot to our offensive line. We really have a lot of trouble generating things in our pass game. It really is going to fall to our defense to hold us right here, and then hopefully our offense over 30 minutes of football can chip away.
Good luck, Coach. Back to you, Brad.
Thanks a lot, Chuck. As we get set for second half action, Coach Austin giving his thoughts there. The Texas Lutheran team coming out of the halftime break a little later than Southwestern did, as we are 1 minute away officially from kickoff. Texas Lutheran will get the ball first here, Kelly, and if you're Southwestern, defense has really got to bow up here in the second half. They really didn't play bad in the first half. Defense, had a short field against them one time, was a scoop and score for the other score for Texas Lutheran, but really the defense has played well, limiting our Southwestern's defense, limiting the Bulldogs just 121 yards.
Right, and that's the success there. But in the second half, you got to pin your ears back and come at these guys. Keep coming at them. Try to force some mistakes, get a turnover or two here and there, and take advantage of those so that you turn this score around. It's like Coach said, you chip away at this. You don't get in too big of a hurry, but as quick as this game is going with the running games for both teams, they're going to have to they may get 4, maybe 5 shots at it in this second half in possession. So you're not talking about that many possessions to put 2 scores on the board.
Yeah, Southwestern in the first half, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times with the football. Well, you got to remember that one of those drives, just one play with a fumble that turned into a touchdown the other way. Right,
so you're talking 4 to 6 possessions in the second half is what you're going to count on. You're not going to be able to count on that 7th possession. So they're going to have to put points on the board early and get back in this game, get some confidence back. Let this young quarterback get some confidence. Like he said, he's down a quarterback now, but it's going to be run heavy, so start feeding these guys some raw meat.
So, hey, Chuck, while you're down there for a second, is the wind blowing to the north? Because Southwestern looks like they've chosen to kick with the wind here in the third quarter.
It's kind of a crosswind, to be honest, but it has shifted a little from the south to the north.
Little surprised they would choose to kick with the wind here instead of saving it for the fourth.
Well, as Coach said, their passing is going to be limited with the loss of Coleman Kerr here in the second half.
True. Well, here we go. Southwestern kicking it away as Will Erbst will put boot to leather. We're underway here in the second half. High end-over-end kick. That one will bounce in the end zone. It's a touchback. Good kick for Erbst. And the blocking downfield for Southwestern, a little pushing and shoving after the play. It'll be 1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own 25 to start the second half.
No intimidation on either side, nobody backing down. So let's strap these helmets on a little tighter and smash them in the mouth and take this game back.
Gage Bernard came in and laid the boom on somebody from the Bulldogs, and I think he's trying to set the second half tone.
Wade Freeman leads his offense back out there at quarterback. 2 receivers on the near side, 2 on the far. And actually 1 now running off, so just 2 far side receivers, 1 on the near formation. Handoff, nope, fake. Freeman throws it to the flat on a little bubble screen, and that will be stopped nicely by Southwestern pretty quickly there on the tackle defensively. Looked to be, couldn't see the number.
Whole lot of Rosie.
Aaron Robinson, excuse me.
Rosario Hernandez.
Oh, is Hernandez out there with the tackle? I couldn't see the number from this far away. It's funny. Usually you have like a pretty high perch to look down on numbers, but we're actually not that much further up than the playing surface here at Texas Lutheran. From the booth, as second down on the way, high snap. Freeman's just going to take it himself around the right end, and he will be tackled at about the 30-yard line. Stepping up to make the tackle for Southwestern is number 1, Josiah Minifield, coming out of the defensive backfield. And here comes about 3rd and 5.
He came flying up. That's actually 2 really good plays on 2 consecutive plays. On the previous play, Damian Dawson sniffed out that wide receiver screen out there and stepped around the cornerback another half a beat, and he's got an interception out there. But that's 2 really good plays that Southwestern needs to get this ball back.
Bulldogs need the 35. Little quick screen to the near sideline. Caught and getting past one defender, and looks like just enough for a first down. C.J. Romero, the senior wide receiver, he gets out to the 36, and that will move the sticks.
Southwestern had that sniffed out over here on the left side of the defense, but he was able to break a couple of tackles, get that 6th yard that they needed for the first.
Got that hurdle of the defender in.
That's the 2nd or 3rd hurdle that the Texas Lutheran defense has. Southwestern looked like they jumped off sides. Quick pass, far sideline. It's complete. And that'll move the ball into Pirate territory for the Bulldogs. That's number 9 out there with the catch for Texas Lutheran, Mason Perkins.
The success in that running game opens up those quick passes like that because you're a man on an island out there by yourself.
It's a 15-yard completion. Handoff this time over the left side to Austin Matthews. He'll push his way forward to the 45.
2nd and 5, boy, I tell you what, those are the kind of the runs that you want to hold them to a yard or loss something, but 2nd 5, 2nd 6 really gives the advantage to the offense because the whole playbook's opened up. 2nd and this distance, you may take a shot.
Just underway in the 2nd quarter, Texas Lutheran on the move. Freeman fakes the handoff, rolling to his right. He will throw far down the near sideline. It is caught but out of bounds. An athletic play from C.J. Romero, but he could not get a foot down. Ball defended there by number 5, Damian Dawson.
There's a shot. They took
Called
the
it.
shot.
You called it.
I got one right.
Blind squirrels and such.
Yeah, you know.
Here comes 3rd and 6 now. Tell you what, this quarterback, Wade Freeman, he can throw the ball. He can sling it around a lot.
He just set his feet real quick and saw that open guy and throw a pretty good rope down the field.
Snap to Freeman. Drops back, looking downfield in the pocket. Got nowhere to go, trying to escape. Ball is on the ground, and it will be a scrum for it, but I believe Freeman got it back. It'll officially go down as a sack and a loss of 9, so the Southwestern defense bows up and they force a punt.
Exactly what they were needing to do, get this ball back, keep TLU from putting points on the board. Good job there by the Southwestern defense.
That's exactly what Coach Austin said he wanted from his defense coming out of the half.
So Southwestern gives up a couple of first downs, but get off the field. There's a punt away, a high end-over-end punt. It's pretty short. Stepping up to field it on the fair catch, Austin Castilleja. And Southwestern will take over. Looks like from inside their own 30, around the 27-yard line, if I'm looking at it correctly.
Yeah, that hopefully that'll get the offense revved up, get these big uglies up front ready to start moving some guys off that football and push this ball down the field. That's what you want. You want to hold them to no points. You're down 2 scores. You score here, and it changes the dynamic of the game completely.
By the way, we want to thank the TLU staff and everybody working here for their hospitality today. They've been nothing but great to us, and we really appreciate all the work they've done. Fake handoff, rolling out to the right side is Gilpin, and on the option, he'll lower the boom and cross the 35. Good pickup on first down for Gilpin.
He's deceptively quick out there. He's got an extra speed, that next step, and he does a good job of accelerating out there on the corner.
We also want to thank Mack Hike, Commercial Fleet, Mack Hike Ford, for their generous sponsorship today, as they were able to get us a car to make sure we all got down here together. There's a little pitch play on the near sideline, and that'll go nowhere. Elijah Smith with the carry. Loss of 1 on the play. Here comes 3rd and 4.
My buddy Terry Leggett over there at Mack Hike Commercial, doing a great job over there and supporting SHN and athletics in the Central Texas area. We appreciate that, Terry and Mack Hike.
Third down, 3 to go here for a long 3 for Southwestern. Gilpin hands it off up the middle and bowling his way out to about the 40-yard line, picking up a first down, Devin Shaw. first down pickup and a good first few plays for Southwestern to get some momentum building here in the second half.
And this is exactly what you want. Now, you know, Coach told Gilpin, I would imagine, just manage his offense, manage this game, no mistakes, move the ball down the field, because it's been the Southwestern mistakes that have cost him.
Gilpin fakes the handoff, options out right. He's going to pitch it late. And around the right side, Brandenburg makes a man miss down the sideline. He's across the 50. That's another first down for the Southwestern Pirates as they are inside Bulldog territory at the 49, a pickup of 11.
This is more of what you expect to see from Southwestern on this offense, and now this looks like the rhythm they want to be in. This is what you need.
We saw last week, too, Gilpin can see that cutback hole when he wants to. If things start overflowing a little too much, he will cut back and take it the distance.
Well, and that was a good decision out there because he waited till the last minute, but not too long to where that pitch gets thrown off by a defender.
Andrew Gilpin takes this one himself on the delay, makes the first man miss in the backfield, and he'll go forward, picks up about 2.5 or 3, takes a hard lick, though. Here comes second down, but give Gilpin credit, because that could have easily been a 2 or 3 yard loss in the backfield.
Yes, and he did a good job of stepping over a tackle out here on the left side, and you saw some of his quickness and his athleticism right there. Good drive, good opening drive.
9:41 to go, third quarter here. Southwestern driving, second down and 8, excuse me. Hand off to Shaw over the right side, and he'll be taken around the 45-yard line. He had blockers out in front of him, but credit the defender, number 34, Darius Norwood, for coming down with that tackle. If he doesn't, Shaw's off to the races there.
Big boys up front are doing a good job of moving that Bulldog defense off that line of scrimmage and handling that, taking charge of that. This is what we expected to see.
Pretty impressed with the linebacker play of Texas Lutheran today.
Yeah, they've got some good quick linebackers.
3rd and 6 here. Gilpin options out right, and the ball on the ground. It was a late pitch, and it looks like Texas Lutheran has come up with a football. They have. That's Southwestern's 4th turnover of the day, 3 of them on the ground.
It doesn't matter what level of football you're playing, 4 turnovers is so hard to overcome. And Gilpin got just absolutely mauled before he was expecting anybody to be back there with him on that option.
Yeah, he didn't see that defender come from behind, and as he was getting the ball ready to pitch, he got hit, and it just squirted out. Nothing he could do about it. It
almost looks like the Bulldog defensive coordinators decided to put pressure, bring blitzing more, even a run blitz, to force the freshman to make quicker decisions. There's a handoff up the middle, ball on the ground, and Freeman was able to fall back on it for the Bulldogs as Austin Matthews put it on the turf.
Boy, every time they put that ball on, or the couple of times they put that ball on the turf, it's bounced their way. Southwestern's not getting those bounces. Whoever created that ball with the pointed ends is an absolute genius because it does the weirdest stuff.
Well, TLU with the football at their own 47 now, 2nd and 13 for the Bulldogs. Freeman rolling right, looking to throw. He will throw near sideline. It is caught. And will they roll it? He got it down in bounds? Yep. Yes, they do. Well, one says yes, the other says no on the officials.
We got a hold. He had him.
C.J. Romero with the catch. You look like you're saying it's coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back. There was a headlock out there on the edge.
It was a good catch as well. Had perfect shot of it.
Well, the catch by Romero will not count, as that's going to come back 10 yards and all the way back to 37 now, bring up 2nd and 23.
I don't know which offensive lineman it was, but he had a headlock on the defensive end, and then he looked at the referee like a 4-year-old that got his hand caught in the cookie jar.
What did I do?
What, me?
2nd and 23 now for the Bulldogs. Fake handoff, Freeman around the left side as he'll get across the 40 out to the 43-yard line. Tackled out there by number 24 Southwestern.
He does a really good job on that play action.
He really does. He tucks the ball and gets upfield pretty quickly. By the way, on that tackle was Ben Brockman. Here comes 3rd and 18.
3rd and 18, you've got to have this stop. You must have this stop. This is as big of a 3rd down as you can have this early in the second half.
4 wide receivers sent here, 2 on each side. Freeman looking to throw, and they're going to run a quarterback draw. He goes up across the 45, and Gets out to about the 47 or 48, and that is it. Big hit laid down by Hayden Smith, and the Pirates hold and will force another punt.
That's where your defense makes up for that mistake by the offense. Doesn't cost you anything except a little bit of time and one of those possessions that we talked about. So you're down a possession now, and TLU's done a good job of flipping this field with their punts, and it's just Southwestern's having to drive so far. They haven't been able to do much, but they've got to keep those mistakes limited.
Well, we're already more than halfway through the quarter as the punt is away. Waving away from it was the Southwestern return team. And the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs are going to down it around the 32, 33-yard lines. Looks like where the ball was touched. So Southwestern getting pretty decent field position. Not a great punt there for Texas Lutheran, only getting about 19 yards of advantage.
Southwestern's getting the breaks.
Yeah.
They in the first half they had that block extra point and a good kick return. Now they've got this short punt, decent field position. They have absolutely got to do something on this drive. Because every drive that they get stopped, TLU gets even more and more confident.
TLU in their 3-4 defense. Landry Gilpin at quarterback. He's going to drop back to throw. Quarterback draw coming to the near side. Picks up a block. He's dancing around the 40-yard line. Steps out of bounds just shy of it. A good first down run from the quarterback, Landry Gilpin. They'll mark him at around the 38. Here comes second down for the Pirates.
Good block by the senior wide receiver, Anthony Stevens, out here on this end. He did a good job. He didn't have to blast anybody off their feet, but his block tied up two defenders and kept them from being involved in the play, and that's what you got to have from your receivers out here on the edge.
Smart play by Gilpin to get out of bounds, too. Expand on that in a second. Here's a little pitch play to Elijah Smith. He's taken down behind the line of scrimmage, losing about 4 on the play, and here comes 3rd and 9.
TLU's adjusted to that option as well. They got 2 defenders out there, one for the quarterback, one for the pitch man.
What I mean by that, by the way, about smart for Gilpin to get out of bounds, you're basically down to your last quarterback if you're Southwestern
right
here. So you can't have him out there taking extra hits instead of lowering the shoulder. What does the extra yard do if you lose the quarterback for any measure? 3rd and 9 for the Pirates. Mr. Texas football from last year at quarterback in Gilpin. He will stutter step, roll right, looking to throw. He will sidearm sling one. It's incomplete. Off the hands of the intended receiver. Couldn't see who number 14 was the intended target out there. So that means it was going to Anthony Stevens. Here comes 4th and 9.
Coach Austin said at with Chuck when he came out from the locker room that, you know, the passing game's not doing a lot right now, but you can't completely abandon it, especially in situations like that where you're looking at 3rd and long.
6 minutes even to go in the 3rd quarter. Southwestern steps back to punt. Here's Victor Winfield. He puts boot to it. It's a high spiraling punt, kind of like a top, and the ball was fair caught at the 25. The return man for TLU, Daniel Enriquez, tried to take off with it, but he had definitely thrown that right arm up in the air.
Yeah, that used to be a delay a game or even an unsportsmanlike conduct sometimes, but I guess I've seen it several times this season where in the college level where the receiver has thrown that hand up for the fair catch and then taken off after the ball, but that used to be a penalty. I guess it's not.
5:55 to go, 3rd quarter. Freeman hands off to the running back, Matthews. He dances across the 25 out to about the 29-yard line. 2nd down, 4 to go here. Or 6 to go, excuse me, on a 4-yard pickup. Already 5.5 left in this quarter. Game that is going by pretty quickly tonight. Freeman hands it off again to the right side. Matthews cuts back up, slips through, runs over a Southwestern defender. Here the pads popping, and it's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Peyton Vaughn was there, and he kind of lost that battle that time. Shifted back a little bit on his heels, and running back just drilled him.
Well, here we go. Southwestern's defense needs to come up with a stop. 3rd and 2, trying to give the offense as many chances as they can. Down 13-0 here, already late in the 3rd quarter. Fake handoff, Freeman looking, now rolling out to his left, cuts back upfield. He's got a first down and plenty more. Out across the 50 with room to run, cuts back left to the 40. 35-30, Freeman to the 25, and will step out of bounds inside the 20 and around the 15-yard line. A big run for Freeman. And that'll bring up first and I believe either goal or first and 10, depending on where they mark him out.
Yeah, I think it's around the 15, so first and 10 down there. Boy, that is just sucks the winds right out of the Pirates' sails.
50-yard pickup on the play. They officially mark him out at the 17. Freeman hands this one off up the middle. Matthews hurtling over a defender. He's upended. number 4, Peyton Vaughn, coming in and getting a little payback that time.
Yeah.
Here comes second down.
I think that's the same running back that lowered his head a couple of minutes ago, and now he tried to go over, and Vaughn was having no part of that.
I'll give him a 3-yard pickup on the play, so the ball at the 14. This is a big, big possession here. Southwestern's got to try to hold to a field goal and keep it a 2-possession game. Freeman hands off to Matthews over the left side. That ball will get out to about the 12-yard line. Here comes third down.
Big, 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 big series.
I don't think you can overestimate how important this series is right now.
Points here is decimating for Southwestern.
3rd and 3. Pirates defense trying to hold them to a field goal. If they do, then you can at least keep this a 2-score game with a couple of 2-point conversions. Freeman motioning for his man to go behind him. Sets him up in the right spot. 11 still on the play clock. Freeman takes the snap, looking to run up the middle. He will dance across one defender, out to the 10, lowering through the 5, dives for the end zone. Ball's fumbled. He broke the plane with it, though. Touchdown, TLU, and the Bulldogs extend the lead.
Boy, and you see the Southwestern guy's head just dip as soon as the referee's hands go up. Now, every possession, you got to put points on the board.
12-yard TD run for Freeman, his second touchdown scamper of the ball game.
He's been impressive.
He has. He throws the ball pretty well and makes plays when things break down for his team. Doesn't really panic. Extra point due up here for Southwestern. For TLU.
Not really expecting this.
And the extra point is good. So your new score with 3:12 to go in the third quarter. The Texas Lutheran Bulldogs all over Southwestern tonight, 20-0. That last drive goes 7 plays, traverses 6 plays, traverses 75 yards, capped off by a Wade Freeman 12-yard touchdown run. Time of the drive took just 2 minutes and 43 seconds.
Chuck, can you get a sense of how that sideline's doing over there?
Well, I happen to be on the home sideline at the moment, but the team has been a little flat really the entire game. They've had their moments where some bounces go their way, but ultimately too many bounces have gone against the Pirates, and they do need to keep it up a positive attitude here, as there's still a whole quarter, another 3 minutes here in the third. It's not over yet.
I'd watch for an onside kick right here, or some sort of pooch little trick kick.
Southwestern got to get the offense going. 3:12 left to go, third quarter. Kick away on the kickoff, high end over in. Fielded by Castilleja around the 8-yard line. He'll go around the far sideline to the right and tripped up just shy around the 20-yard line. I think that's where they're going to officially mark him. That is where it is. 3:07 to go in the third now, and Southwestern puts the ball back in play.
We just got updated on the stats, and now it's 178 yards total offense for Southwestern and 225 for TLU. 134 yards on the ground, 91 in the air.
Defense really, they haven't played poorly. That's the first time that Texas Lutheran's really gone the length of the field against this defense for a touchdown. The offense just unable to get anything going. Turnaround, handoff, and taken down quickly in the backfield was Elijah Smith. The loss of 3 on the play, second down, and offense continues to stagnate.
This is why I'm not a coach. I would be just absolutely frustrated. And you're down to Gilpin's the third quarterback.
Yeah.
And just a couple of injuries to key guys, and the whole dynamic changes.
Handoff on the inside trap. And Southwestern able to get back out to the 19. Couldn't see who had the ball. That was Elijah Smith again with the ball carrier. Here comes 3rd and 11.
Southwestern's guys got their hands on their hips. They look somewhat deflated out there right now. Need something big to happen. Try to put some wind back in the sails.
3rd down, 11 to go. Southwestern probably going to go to the air here. Gilpin at quarterback. Snap back. Still jab step. He's going to run, rolling to his right, looking to throw. Flag comes down behind him. The ball just sails out of bounds. Nowhere to go with it. It's going to be holding against Southwestern, it appears, and ball likely going to be declined and take the 4th down.
Just can't get anything working on the offensive side of the ball. And that's deflating for the defense because the defense has played fairly well, giving up 2 touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, one of the other touchdown, of course, a fumble recovery, scoop and score. But defense, they got their work cut out for them now. And really, you think to get some momentum back, you might need a defensive score if you're Southwestern.
Yeah, you're gonna have to force some turnover, force some mistake on Southwestern or on TLU's part.
Well, back to punt once again, Victor Winfield. Snap to him, and almost blocked, booted away though. Fair catch called for, fair catch made right at the 40-yard line by Texas Lutheran. Daniel Enriquez that time fielded it away.
Yeah, he had his toes on the 40-yard line, didn't move.
1:51 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And like we said, this Southwestern defense is probably going to have to come up with a big play, a turnover, pick 6, something like that in order to help out the offense a little bit and get some momentum back and just that sideline, get it going and
vitalize the sideline.
Yeah. We do know this Southwestern offense can strike quickly when it's moving. Saw last week several drives taking less than 3 minutes, so certainly not out of the question, but could really use a big play. Freeman takes the snap, hands off over the left side, cutting into the 45. Goes Chris Monroe. 5-yard gain there. Here comes 2nd down.
Part of the issue with the Southwestern defense now is Freeman has had so much success using his feet to make plays that when he keeps that ball and he's in the pocket, they got to kind of slow their rush because if they're not blitzing, they're rushing 3, and if the pocket collapses, it leaves something open in the middle for Freeman to do something with, and they're really struggling with that, and it's kind of slowing their pass rush.
You almost need a spy on him.
A big one.
Minute 13 to go in the quarter. Turn around, handoff. Nope, Freeman faked it. He's going to keep it himself. Now cut up field, and he's tackled around the 48-yard line. Falls forward for a gain of 3. Tackle made by Southwestern number 20, Ben Brockman. Here comes 3rd and 2.
I know I've said it a couple of times, but I'm really impressed with Freeman's abilities. He's an athletic quarterback, got a good strong arm. Kind of a small-looking guy, but he's quick, throws a good pass, knows where his receivers are going to be. It's been an impressive performance by him tonight.
And he plays bigger than he is,
yes,
especially in the pocket.
Yeah, he's made some good decisions about when to take it, too, as well tonight.
And he's just a sophomore.
Freeman turns around, hands it off up the middle, and out across the 50. Enough for a 1st down goes Chris Monroe. He needed the 50, and I think he got the 49.5 on the gain on the other side of the 50. So the 1st down there. That'll move the chains and probably be the final play of the quarter.
He runs small, gets low, keeps his pads forward, rarely gets tackled going backwards.
Well, TLU is in no rush to snap this football. They will let the clock run down, and we will head to the 4th quarter of play here in Seguin with the Southwestern University Pirates being shut out by the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs, a score of 20-0 with 1 quarter left to go. And I'll tell you what, Southwestern got their work cut out for them, Kelly, if they plan to try to make a comeback here tonight.
They do. The coaches on the Southwestern sideline have their work cut out for them, trying to keep these guys' heads in the game. Any more points by TLU, and this is done. So they've got to have some urgency now because they're going to get what they have in that 3 possessions
Yeah.
in that quarter, so you can count on 3 in this quarter, and that's points on the board each time.
Well, Southwestern, a team that had scored 97 points coming into this game so far this year. They're struggling on offense. Of course, Coleman Kerr going out changes up a little bit of everything with the freshman Gilpin in there now. Stats through the third quarter. First downs, Texas Lutheran leads Southwestern 12-11 in that category. Total offense, 177 yards on 57 plays for Southwestern, 236 yards on 45 plays for Texas Lutheran. Real quick time of possession, 25 minutes, 1 second for Southwestern, 19:59 for Texas Lutheran. Really, the stats look like it's a pretty even ball game, but Texas Lutheran has just been leaning on this Southwestern team since the second quarter. There's a handoff over the left side, spinning off a couple of tacklers, and then moving forward on the play, Chris Monroe. The junior bounced off about 2 or 3 tackles there. He gets down to the 42-yard line, and that's a gain of 7.
Does a good job of avoiding contact. That spin move there was pretty devastating because one of the SU defenders was coming up to lay a good blow, and then he just disappeared with that spin move. They're going to milk that play clock, too.
Now, second down, 3 to go here for Texas Lutheran. You're right, they're going to slow this thing down already. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. They snap it now. Monroe up the middle. He's got himself a first down, and you can tell that defensive line, they've been out there a lot here in the second half, and they're starting to, I won't say wear down, but I tell you what, this offensive line for Texas Lutheran is beginning to lean on them just a little bit more.
They're putting the gaps there that the running backs and the quarterbacks need. Throwing lanes are there. They're doing a good job up front, but Southwestern's got to dig deep right now. Even a field goal here, devastating.
Texas Lutheran takes the snap. Freeman keeps it, coming around the left side himself. He's got a couple of blocks, makes a man miss across the 25 and out of bounds. Another first down run for the quarterback, Wade Freeman. He's down to the 21-yard line.
Good run there, and again, we see his athleticism, his ability to get out on the edges and beat the Southwestern defense to the corner. When Southwestern watches this film, they're really going to be frustrated by their inability to contain him whenever the pocket collapses.
Now the Bulldogs in no rush, leading by 20 here in the fourth quarter, just letting this play clock go. Freeman takes the snap with 11 seconds on the clock. Handoff over the left side to Chris Monroe. He pushes his way forward out to the 16. A nice first down pickup for him of 5 yards.
It's just frustrating for Southwestern because they seem to have things bottled up, but they're finding the small gaps and the small holes that they're squirting through and just gashing this defense now 5, 6, 7 yards at a time.
Second down, 5 to go for the Bulldogs. Handoff to Monroe, hitting the backfield, spins off a tackle across the 10, down the sideline, he's in. Touchdown, Texas Lutheran. Chris Monroe pretty much did that one all by himself at the beginning. He bounced off a tackler that would have been a tackle for a loss, and then had a really good block on the outside near side and took it to the house from 16 yards out.
2 guys got hands on him whenever you have to have a stop, and he was able to squirt away from those tacklers and score. And you could see the guys for Southwestern getting off the ground really, really slow.
Well, in every carry on that drive, Monroe broke the initial tackler. The Pirate defense had him initially in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage each of those runs, but he broke the initial tackle and made extra yardage.
Well, now for Southwestern.
Extra point, by the way, up and good, and your score 27-0 now. Texas Lutheran leads it with 12:39 to go in the ball game.
Now for Southwestern, they have to go to the passing game.
Yeah.
They have to. And quick strikes. Their sophomore quarterback has had not much success tonight in the passing game. It shows on the stat sheet. But now you got to go to the passing game. There's no way you're going to get caught up in this game running the football. It's just not going to happen.
The Pirates also need to be careful with the frustration here, as any kind of personal foul penalty, especially if it's the second one on an individual player, could remove them from this game in the first half of the next game.
By the way, that was an 8-play, 60-yard drive for Texas Lutheran, capped off by a 16-yard touchdown run from Chris Monroe. 4 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock for Texas Lutheran as they now lead at 27-0 with 12:39 to go in this ballgame.
You saw it after that first drive where Texas Lutheran's defense held Southwestern, kept them from getting any points on that first drive. You saw them gain some confidence, and that confidence has done nothing but build and build and build, and now they're dominating this football game.
Well, Texas Lutheran to kick this one away. Boot to leather here from Ocampo. Fielded at the 5-yard line. That's Castilleja coming down the near side. He's tackled at the 19. Good play on the ankle tackle from the defender. And the coverage man for Texas Lutheran, number 30, Fabian Facundo.
All three phases of the game are working for TLU right now.
And it had been that way for Southwestern early in this season all the way through this game. So plenty to work on going into the rest of the season for the Pirates.
In this half, the Pirates have gained actually 22 yards in this half, and TLU has gained 164 yards in this half.
12:34 of the ball game. Texas Lutheran shutting out the Pirates right now. Gilpin stays in at quarterback. Option to the right side. They'll throw back left. Quick throw down the middle. Complete to Brandenburg. He's out across the 40 to the 45, pushing his way forward. He'll be tackled at midfield, but a really nice first down play there. And a good easy throw for Gilpin. A 31-yard pickup and a first down.
Yeah, that play had been built off of what they've been doing all day by moving the quarterback out of the pocket. Looked kind of like an option play out there, but Brandenburg comes from the opposite side of the field. Just a nice little quick post route in the middle of the field. He's wide open between the hash marks.
That was something Southwestern did a few times last week, actually, was roll one way, throw back the other. And It's the first time we've seen it tonight, though. First and 10 from the 50. Fake handoff. Gilpin rolling out. Now trying to scramble to his left, going backwards, and he's taken down by the back of his helmet. Ball comes out, but the flags are everywhere. I don't know if you call it a horse collar or what, but it was literally hooked by the back underneath of his helmet.
It was all helmet.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever actually seen that.
That was one of the more brutal face masks I've ever witnessed.
And apparently it was every official on the field witnessed it. I don't know who was watching.
They're calling a face mask officially.
Yeah. I don't know who was watching their assignments, but almost every referee threw a flag down the field. One of them's got a really good arm, that back judge. He's got some strength back there. He threw a rope.
Well, the ball goes down to the 35-yard line of Texas Lutheran after the 15-yard penalty. Talk about hidden yardage, though. That's 30 yards.
Yeah.
Because Gilpin had gone back to his own 35 there.
Right.
Andrew Gilpin takes a snap, steps up, will throw down the middle, and overshoots his receiver. It's intercepted inside the 5, stumbling backwards, coming back out with the football for Texas Lutheran. Number 22 out there. That is Julian Nambo, his first interception of the year. That's probably going to do it here with 11:40 to go as Southwestern's threat comes to an end on the interception.
Gilpin threw that ball off of his back foot without stepping forward into the throw, and it caused that ball to sail farther than he wanted it to, and you could see the frustration.
And that could have been a touchdown as Brandenburg was open down that left seam.
11:40 now to go in the ball game.
They're going to see a lot of what-ifs on the film.
Yeah, Tide kind of turned early in the ball game, but, that's the 5th turnover now for Southwestern, and that'll hurt you anytime you play. Freeman in at quarterback, hands it off over the left side to Matthews. And Austin Matthews pushes his way out to the 13-yard line for a pickup of 4.
My jaw will hit the desk if I see a pass from TLU. How many of those turnovers have they turned into points?
Let's see. The first one was a fumble recovery for a touchdown. That's 2 off of a fumble. Only 2, actually. 2 of the touchdowns for 13 points have come off turnovers. Everything else been off punts.
Crushes your drive, though.
But 5 turnovers tonight for Southwestern. TLU taking their time here. Handoff over the left side. Here comes Matthews again, and he'll take a big hit and tackled inbounds. Around the, looks like they're walking it up to the 19-yard line. Should bring up third down and about one, actually, at the 18.
Some extracurriculars there in the backfield. They're going to try to keep control of this game here late. Oh, check that. It's a hold.
Wow.
3 fumbles and 2 interceptions tonight against the Southwestern offense.
Well, now if you're Southwestern, you got to take chances.
Yeah.
You got to send the house. You got to sell your soul to stop that run. Try something on the punts. If you get punts, you got to take some chances now.
.10:46 to go, clock rolling. Ball at the 6-yard line after the penalty, so here's 2nd and 13. Matthews, or actually Freeman's going to keep it around the right side on the fake handoff. He'll run himself out of bounds.
There's a hold there on the corner.
I don't see a flag down anywhere. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a flag down on the far sideline at the 10-yard line, so this one probably coming back as well. Wait for the call from the officials out there.
Dawson was the one that was held, actually.
Looking ahead a little bit to next week, Southwestern back at home, as the hold is called half the distance to the goal line here. Southwestern back at home at Birkelbach Field. Sul-Ross State coming into town, another conference game. As for these Texas Lutheran Bulldogs, they hit the road to take on number 7 Hardin Simmons next week.
That call was actually blocking the back, Brad.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah.
Looking down at the schedule next week. My fault.
Looked more like a hold to me, but either way, the yardage is the same.
So what I just learned was never listen to Chuck Gracie on the penalties beforehand.
That's right.
Clock's ticking.
Now ball placed back at the 5-yard line. Still 2nd down. Officially 14 to go here. But the clock is running. 10:20 to go here in the game, or in the ball game. 4 seconds on the play clock, and timeout's going to have to be called by the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs. 10:15 to go in this ball game.
I don't know what you do now.
Yeah, if you're Southwestern, you, like you said, you got to take chances. This is a chance where everybody's going to be ripping at the football on the defensive side, trying to get a quick scoop and a score inside that 5 down there, whatever you can do to get any momentum and a quick score. Let's do a quick scoreboard update for you around the American Southwest Conference. East Texas Baptist shutting out Sul-Ross State 34-0. That game at the start of the 4th quarter over there. Mary Hardin Baylor, update from there. Let's see. Trying to get the numbers updated. In the 4th, just starting against Howard Payne, 55-0 score there. As Mary Hardin Baylor, the Crusaders will continue their winning ways. Earlier today, Hardin Simmons beat Louisiana College 51-6. And Belhaven over McMurray 46-18. Here in Seguin, 27-0. Texas Lutheran leads Southwestern. 10:15 to go in the ball game. Texas Lutheran with the football. 2nd down, 14 to go. They need the 19-yard line for a new set of downs. Right now, they're just looking to run the clock out. Snap back. Handoff goes up the middle. And a gain of about 5 for Matthews out to the 10-yard line. And here comes 3rd down.
Southwestern's got to be careful now, not let the frustration of this get to them. There's been good sportsmanship on both sides of the football, which you're glad to see, but that frustration starts to build and build and build. So we'll see how much that fight continues.
9:45 to go now in the game. Southwestern fans across the way trying to give some energy to their team here on 3rd down and long. Freeman hands it off. Running play to the near sideline, and the defense gets in there, makes the tackle. Swarming D for the Southwestern Pirates that time, several men on the tackle.
I think you go after this punt here.
Yeah, you got
I
to.
agree. It's like I was saying earlier, you gotta take some chances now.
Well, the Bulldogs will be punting from their own end zone. Castilleja and
Max Patton.
look like Max Patton back there deep with him.
Sure-handed.
They got two of them back there. They got some trickeration working.
Justice Porter punting it away. It will be fielded by Castilleja at the 45. He comes out to the 40 near sideline, and good field position here for the Pirates. Their best of the day to start a drive, as they will be inside the 35 with the football here and 8:46 to go in the ball game.
At the very least, you need to get this shutout taken care of.
Yeah, but and the coaches have to keep Gilpin's head in this game. They don't have much other option right now, so they got to keep him positive when he comes to the sidelines. They got to. Which is a task at this point for a young quarterback.
You got to keep that confidence level high, too.
I said the 35, folks. My apologies. The ball at the 38 of Texas Lutheran with Gilpin in at quarterback. Landry Gilpin takes the snap. Motion his man at first. Hand off to Brandenburg on the fly sweep, going the far side. Picks up one block, trying to cut the corner, but he just could not get around there. Really good stretch job by the defense to push that play out and just never allow Brandenburg to get around that corner.
Yeah, that's classic defense out there for whenever you're running all this misdirection stuff out there. They just stretched it out. Didn't really dive beyond the line of scrimmage to try to make a play behind the line. Just stretched him out to where that sideline was the last defender they needed.
Second down, 11 to go now. Fake handoff, looking to pass. Gilpin will throw and way overshoots his intended receiver. That was intended for Max Patton down the middle. Incomplete. And again, just never really set his feet to throw the football.
Right. He's got some happy feet back there because he's starting to hear some footsteps behind him. Coach is going straight to him for the play call.
As a young quarterback, you take one or two shots from people you don't see, and you get a little excitable there in the pocket.
Those feet get a little happy back there.
Third down, 11 to go now. Gilpin fakes the handoff, runs option. Now he will throw. He's got a man. That's Brandenburg complete on the near sideline. Brandenburg spins off a couple of tackles. He'll force his way out to a first down as he's finally pushed out of bounds inside the 25. And the Pirates will keep it moving.
Good job on a block out here. Anthony Stevens came out and made a block, and it would have been one of those blindside blocks if he just decimates that guy out there, which he could have done. But he kind of pulled up a little bit and just changed the defender's direction so they keep that yardage. It doesn't cost them to keep this drive going.
17-yard pickup on the play. Here comes 1st and 10 from the 22 of Texas Lutheran. Gilpin takes the snap, delayed draw. He will go over the right side. He's got a block outside the 10, and out of bounds inside the 10 around the 7 goes Landry Gilpin. A first down run, a pickup of 15, and 1st and goal for Southwestern.
Landry did a really good job of letting those blocks develop out there.
And you can see his natural feel as a quarterback on that play. He looked very comfortable hesitating and then seeing the hole develop and run through it. Picked up a nice chunk of yardage.
Clock rolling, 7:40 to go in the ball game. Southwestern looking for their first point to the night. Down 27-0 to the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs. Elijah Smith back there with Landry Gilpin. There's the snap. Gilpin takes it. Direct snap to him, and he is hit right around the line of scrimmage. Second down on the way. That was big number 48, Derek Dunn, coming up with the tackle for the Bulldogs.
And the middle there for the Bulldog defense, still very tough.
I like that play that we've seen a couple of times where Gilpin has faked the handoff, faked like he was rolling out, pull up and throw the ball. Maybe kind of effective down here. We'll see what the coaching staff calls down here with that middle of that line being so stout right now.
Maybe a throwback the other way across the line of scrimmage, too. Turn around, fake handoff. Gilpin rolling out to his left, now back to his right, and he will go backwards and is sacked at the 22-yard line. Well, a loss of about 15 on the play. Derek Dunn comes up with the sack. Here comes third down.
Absolutely bull rushed off that edge, and boy, Gilpin wasn't ready to have somebody in his face that quick. I think he was going to try to roll out to that left side and beat the defender out to the corner, but he didn't have a chance.
3rd and 20. Actually, it's 3rd and goal, my excuse. Or my apologies, ball at the 20. Gilpin fakes the handoff, takes it himself, tries to find a hole and can't do so. Swallowed up as the linebacker came in and made the play. Darius Norwood, he's been all over the field tonight. Here comes 4th down.
TOU's well prepared for this game tonight. They came in fired up.
Well, Southwestern's going to send the field goal unit on to try to put some points on the board tonight. It'll be a 39-yard attempt. And the left-footed kicker, Will Erbst, out there. Still 15 seconds on the play clock, so plenty of time to get this one away.
This crowd's going to explode if he doesn't make this.
Snap down, kick away. It is blocked. And Texas Lutheran keeps the shutout intact on a blocked field goal of Will Erbst.
Everything's working for the Bulldogs tonight. Everything is working.
Well, a rough night for the Pirates. Late in the 4th quarter. 5:15 to go, and Texas Lutheran going to put a bow on what will be an impressive victory tonight. And very likely, unless something, one of the craziest things I've ever seen happen in football happens, we'll move to 2-0 in conference play, while Southwestern will fall to 1-1 in the ASC.
If that does happen, this game will be on ESPN tonight.
There's a handoff to the backfield. Loss of about 3 or 4 on the play. Didn't see who actually got the football there.
TOU, even if they go 3 and out, can take this down to near 2.5 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, they're absolutely in clock run mode as we have
Yep.
4:48 left in the ball game. 2nd down, 13 from the 24 of TLU. Their fans still staying in this ball game here on the near side. Chants and the cheers and the stomps.
And good for the Southwestern folks hanging around.
Wade Freeman takes the high snap, brings it down, and he keeps it himself. Tackled, though, after a gain of about 2 on the play. Here comes 3rd down and 11.
You know, them Pirate fans are very loyal, Kelly, so they're not going anywhere.
I know. That's good. I love it. Because these kids are still fighting hard.
There's no quit in them. The ball's just not bouncing their way tonight. And when you build a program like really this Southwestern program is still in the building phase, you're going to have these nights, and you're going to have to use it as a teaching tool.
Yeah, I think some of the scores we tend to forget. Southwestern still just in year number 7 after coming back from being a dormant program for over 60 years as the handoff comes to the near side. And a good play there on the tackle by Ben Brockman. Ball brought out to about the 28, but that'll force a punt of Texas Lutheran. You know, this program that you go back to the 40s, went to the Sun Bowl a couple of times with Southwestern. You know, they've got a couple of wins. They scored over Texas in history, played Texas A&M a bunch. I think they actually have a winning record over, if I'm not mistaken, UTEP. Going back, I was looking at the roster, the records the other day. So a team that, I forget exactly what year in the 40s, but were ranked as high as 11th in the country in the Associated Press poll. And then, you know, the program went dormant for a long time as the punt is away. High end-over-end kick fielded by Castilleja. He's going to take it to his left. Got a little bit of a wall and makes a man miss to the 40 before he's taken down at the 42. But you then come back and play. It takes time to build. You know, they moved to a new conference here in the ASC a couple of years ago after winning the old SIAC in 2016, and those growing pains do happen.
Well, when you have key injuries to a position like quarterback, and not just one but 2, including Kerr going down tonight, it makes that path to building the program a little bit rougher.
Absolutely. Well, here's Gilpin back out. Ball at the 41 for Southwestern. Handoff up the middle. And out to about the 43 for a short pickup of 2. Didn't see who. It looked like Elijah Smith with a carry. It was.
Getting up slow. Yeah, at this point, I think Southwestern is just saying, let's get out of here, keep folks healthy, and we'll regroup.
A lot of football to be played this season.
Oh, yeah. All the goals are still there.
You know, the rough thing for Southwestern is they don't have a bye week the rest of the year. So, you know, no chance to get the quarterbacks healthy. You just got to keep playing. Second down, Gilpin fakes the handoff, makes one man miss, but can't go any further. Back to the original line of scrimmage and no more. Defensively there on the tackle, Charles Versea Jr., the linebacker, a freshman out of Missouri City, Texas.
It kind of moves away from getting them healthy to getting them ready. The ones that are available, that is.
And you're going to have to keep their spirits up, too, because they still got some monster football teams coming up in the schedule, the big boys in the conference, the ranked ones in the conference.
Third down, 9 to go. Quick throw, far side. Brandenburg on the catch of the bubble screen. He's got room down the sideline and gets out to about the 50-yard line. Should be a first down, depending on where they say he stepped out. Well, they're going to mark him short, actually, so here comes 4th and 2.
Got to go for it here.
Officially the ball spotted at the 49 for Southwestern. And timeout for the officials here. I don't know what they're trying to do. Maybe just respot the chains or something. 1:39 to go in the ball game, though. This Texas Lutheran is going to pick up the victory this evening. Back on the air next week in Georgetown. Chuck, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the game's at 1 o'clock next week against Sul Ross State, correct?
Yep. That sounds correct, but I'm going to have to say that I need to look at the schedule as well.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock.
Love to see you folks out there at the game at Birkelbach Field. If you can't make it, we'll be right here on SHN Sports with the call of that one.
I'll recommend sunscreen.
I'm going to be in the press box, so it'll be fine.
I'm talking for the fans.
I know.
4th and 2, and timeout still happening on the field.
Is it injury timeout?
Okay, it's a little blocked for me.
It's here on the sideline, but too close to the field of play.
Gotcha.
David Brandenburg is up, though.
Well, 4th and 2, Southwestern will line up to go for it with 1:39 left on the clock. Shaw in the backfield with Gilpin. There's the snap. Fake handoff. Gilpin options out to the left side. Around the 34, down the sideline to the 35. That's going to be a first down. Number 34, J.J. Slack, the wide receiver coming out from Liberty, Texas, picking up the first down.
That's what you like to see. These kids are still fighting. They want to score. They want to end this game on a positive note, and the coaches have kept them in this game, kept their heads in this game, and they're still working hard.
Good pickup down to the 41-yard line of Texas Lutheran, so Southwestern still with the ball. 1:33 now left in the contest. Fake handoff. Gilpin to his right, looking to throw. He will throw off balance, kind of a wild throw and incomplete, intended for Elijah Norris.
He just laid it up there, hoped that Norris could get underneath it, but it was a little bit too long.
Hope is not a plan. Luck is not a tactic. Yeah, at this point, you're just trying anything, and Gilpin's just trying to make something happen so you can walk away from this game and at least point to something positive. So I like this kid. He's got some fight in him.
Second down, 10 to go for the Pirates. Fake handoff. Option to the near side. Gilpin gets out of one tackle. Ball on the ground, and that's the 6th turnover tonight for the Southwestern Pirates as big number 53, Luke Leschper, comes up with it, the freshman out of Thorndale, Texas.
Well, you just regroup. I might burn this game film.
Got to watch it first.
Yeah, you do, but it's not going to be a lot of fun to watch for the coaches.
Never fun to watch this kind of film on the day after a game, but, usually that night's sleep brings a little perspective, and still going to be frustrating to watch it, I'm sure.
4 fumbles, 2 interceptions for the Southwestern offense tonight, 27-0. Texas Lutheran leads it. They're going to put it away here as the knee is taken by the quarterback, Wade Freeman.
And the thing is you point to in this circumstance is everything that happened tonight for Southwestern is fixable.
Yeah, a lot of stuff that's preventable. A lot of shooting yourself in the foot with turnovers.
Yep.
6 turnovers is hard to overcome. I don't care who you are. As Texas Lutherans going to get out of here with a shutout victory over the Pirates tonight.
Well, there's not a team in this conference going to lay down in front of the Pirates. You're going to have to earn every one of them and give credit to the Bulldogs. They were ready tonight.
Now this will snap a 4-game overall win streak for the Pirates going back to last year, and also the first victory in the series for Texas Lutheran since 2015 over the Southwestern Pirates, as the final knee looks to have been taken. And unless Coach Austin wants to take a timeout, and I don't think he does, this game will be officially over. 20 seconds left to tick off as the Texas Lutheran fans celebrate here on the home sideline. Both teams will line up. And, in fact, that will be the final snap of the ballgame. Your final score here from Seguin, Texas at Bulldog Stadium tonight. The Southwestern Pirates shut out by the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs 27-0. 6 turnovers, the story of the game. The Southwestern offense just couldn't get it going, and anytime they did, it seemed like it would just, the ball would bounce away from them or the ball would be put on the carpet. A couple interceptions as well, and a rough night for the offense, and the defense just didn't play bad, but the defense on the field a lot there in the second half, and also just couldn't come up with a turnover themselves to try to change momentum.
When you got to do everything to carry the team, it's hard, and they just started getting winded, getting gassed. And congratulations to TLU. That little quarterback is a great athlete, and he's going to do some good things this season for them. So it's going to be an interesting season from here on out, and we'll see how Southwestern bounces back again next week against Sul Ross.
Well, Sul Ross, the next opponent for Southwestern next weekend. And, Chuck, we will throw it down to you. If there's a post-game interview, just let us know.
Will do.
Otherwise, we will start wrapping it up here. I don't know if there will be or not.
Coach Austin is walking my direction. We'll see if he stops or walks past.
27-0, your final score. Texas Lutheran victorious over Southwestern tonight. And here's your scoring summary. And if we do have an interview with Coach Austin, we will stop the scoring summary and come back to it here in a second. It was no score till late in the first quarter, and at the 2:15 mark, Texas Lutheran got a 14-yard scoop and score from Kedrick Ward to make it 7-0. Missed
Brad,
field.
let's go to the post game real quick. I hate to interrupt you. Coach
ahead,
Austin, tough night tonight. Cards didn't fall quite the way we expected. Give us your thoughts on the game and what you could build on here from this game.
Well, we'll figure that out. I mean, 6 turnovers. I think we had almost every penalty in the game. It was a tough night. It was a tough night all around, and we didn't finish as well as I would have liked to. So we've got a lot of work to do.
Well, and again, a lot of youth at a key position there offensively at quarterback. You saw some bright spots today, but then there was a little bit of frustration. Breakdowns on the offensive line, putting Gilpin in bad spots. Talk about the focus there going forward. I believe we have Hardin Simmons coming to town.
No, we have
Sul Ross next week.
It's tough to be a freshman and come in and play quarterback. It's tough to be a true sophomore and play quarterback. The mistakes that those guys made were obvious, but we didn't do enough around them, I thought. So I think there's lots of places we can get better.
Well, and the defense played relatively well despite being put in a few bad spots. And it looks like we're going to need to lean on those guys a little bit going forward as you continue to develop the offense. Talk about those guys defensively. Probably not their best night, but going forward, what can we do?
Yeah, not their best night, but we're going to be relying on those guys. And we had some injuries, and hopefully those are going to be just real minor things. We'll just have to reevaluate. And I guess I'll have more information for everybody on Thursday night when we do our weekly show. It's
a long season, a lot of football still to be played, Coach. I believe all the goals are still available. Is that correct?
Well, our only goal is to win every week. So all we're working on is beating our next opponent and getting better every day. Those are our only goals.
Well, let's do that then coming up. Good luck, Coach. Back to you, Brad.
Thanks so much, Coach Austin. You can hear a little disappointed down there, obviously, tonight, but you kind of like the attitude you hear out of him, too, coming in next week already. Let's flip the script. Let's move on the next week.
Yeah, he doesn't sound too deflated, and he knows what he's working with and what he's got to do in the future coming up to keep these kids back in this game. And it's like we said earlier, it's fixable. You didn't just get overwhelmed by a football team because they were the mistakes are fixable.
Well, let's run you back down that scoring summary. Where we left off, it was 7-0 Texas Lutheran after the 14-yard fumble recovery scoop and score from Kedrick Ward. Texas Lutheran would miss a field goal, but Southwestern later on would fumble, and then a 7-play drive capped off by a 10-yard touchdown run from the quarterback Freeman, making it 13-0. Extra point was blocked. We would go into the halftime 13-0, but then Southwestern would fumble again. A couple of punts were traded, and then Freeman with his second touchdown run of the night, capping off a 6-play, 75-yard drive. 20-0 your score there. And then the next time Texas Lutheran would touch the ball, they would go 60 yards. This time it would take 8 plays, a Monroe touchdown run from 16 yards out in the third quarter, making it 27-0. And that would be all the scoring tonight, as the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs shut out Southwestern 27-0. Your final stats look like this. First down, Southwestern actually did that on Texas Lutheran 16-15. Rushing yards 158 for Southwestern, 196 on the ground for Texas Lutheran. Passing yards 79 through the air for Southwestern, 91 for Texas Lutheran. Southwestern 6 of 17 through the air for 2 interceptions. Texas Lutheran 6 of 10 through the air, no picks. Offensive plays 72 yards and 72 plays, 237 total yards for Southwestern. 58 plays for Texas Lutheran, 287 total yards. Looking at some individual stats, David Brandenburg, five carries, 48 yards on the ground. He also had 5 catches for 71 yards through the air. Devin Shaw, the only other reception for Southwestern, 1 catch for 8 yards. Also on the ground, Devin Shaw, 8 carries, 32 yards. Landry Gilpin, 19 carries, 57 yards. Elijah Smith, 11 carries, 33 yards. On the other side of the house, Texas Lutheran, Wade Freeman, the quarterback, 19 carries, 141 yards. 117 yards, rushing on the ground, 2 touchdowns as well. He also went 6 of 10 for 91 through the air. Just a heck of a game for him. Austin Matthews, 13 carries for 47 yards. Chris Monroe, 11 carries for 38 yards. Ian Leslie, 3 carries for 4 yards. So a game that Southwestern, just quite frankly, shot themselves in the foot a few too many times, 6 turnovers, and it will go against the Pirates tonight, 27-0, as they now fall to 2-1 on the season, 1-1 in ASC play for Texas Lutheran. They move to 2-1 this year, and also go to 2-0 in conference play.
You can't let this game beat you twice if you're Southwestern, and that's going to be the challenge for the coaches. I think the emphasis is going to have to be this is fixable, and let these guys know, let the young quarterback Gilpin know these are things that we can work on and improve. You just can't let this game beat you twice. You can't get too low, and you hear it all the time. You can't let the highs be too high and the lows be too low, and this is one of those lows that they're going to have to manage and make sure that they don't let it affect them down the road. But there's some things that are there, some things that are fixable. They had some success in the running game, just couldn't put enough together on a drive and put points on the board. So disappointing loss, but you come back next week against Saul Ross' team, and that may be the medicine they need.
Well, for all of our SHN crew, Dave England doing the camera, Mickey Holden also on one of our cameras, Michael Francis here in the booth running audio and running stats for us, Nathan Height, our producer-engineer, Chuck Tracy down on the sidelines, Kelly Duvall here in the booth with me. I'm Brad Tillery saying good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on SHN Sports, where Southwestern falls to Texas Lutheran by a score of 27-0. These Pirates back in action next week in Georgetown. 1 o'clock kickoff against Sul Ross. You can catch that game right here on SHN Sports, airtime right around 12:50. Look forward to talking to you then. Until then, have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Go Pirates, everyone.
Good night, folks.